'cause I'm done feeling blue, done feeling blue. Yeah, I'm done feeling blue, baby, over you. Go down to where the sidewalk ends. Have a beer and catch up with some friends, 'cause I'm done feeling blue, done feeling blue. Yeah, I'm done feeling blue, baby, over you.
Hello, you saucy monkeys, and welcome to the Lord's Brew Co. YouTube channel with myself, Paul's Beer Reviews, and we have another person in the house down here. This is Mark Drury from Mark's Beer Reviews.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me on, John.
Hey, no worries, man. It's all good. What were you all up to? How's our day been? How's your day been, Paul?
It's been good, mate. Plenty of grafting done. It was dry. It was sunny. I can't complain.
How about yourself, Mark? What have you been up to?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, mate. I was wiring some bathroom and loft lighting in my mother-in-law's place. So
In the outlaws.
as good as that can be, really.
Yeah. I hope she made you a cup of tea at least.
She weren't there. Result.
A dodgy bit of wiring at the mother-in-law's place. Then we know.
Oh, yeah.
So I had what did I do today? I had a board meeting this morning that was quite epic. So that was my morning.
Did you get sacked?
No, I didn't get sacked, which was nice. But yeah, it was just an epic board meeting. So it was all good. But yeah, I was a little out of my depth, but it was fine. Exciting times. That's all I can say for Lord's Brew Co. I'm already burping, and I'm only that much into my beer.
He's only just started, ladies and gentlemen.
What are we drinking?
I have got a Lord's Brew Co. Mountain IPA. Do you know anything about that one, John? Paul?
That's uncanny, because that's what I'm drinking.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him. I'm on Bitburger.
I think you need a bigger glass.
Do you reckon?
Mm.
It looks massive on camera, doesn't it? Don't know why.
It's huge. I'm drinking it from the beer monster machine that's right next to me. However, I've got the back of it facing me because my counter from my kitchen goes that way, and the fan is just blowing straight on my face. It's slightly annoying, so I might have to find a new home for it. But it won't fit on my Welsh dresser behind because it's too deep. So, such is life.
Can't have it all, mate.
First world problems. So, right, let's go straight into the comments. They're a bunch of slags, but if you need a cheddar, it's good. Dollars, some opportunities are good. Too good to turn down, says Oliver, who's now a zebra. Which, Mark, he was an otter for a while. Then he was... What was he after that?
He was himself, funny.
Yeah, he was himself pouring a beer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And now he's a zebra.
He is.
Take their dirty money, I say. At least you'll be able to get a decent beer in there now. Thanks, Jack. To burp or not to burp, that is the indigestion. Thanks, Big Kev. Paul, take the birthday cards down already. I don't do birthdays. Not having it.
Big Kev's got an issue with the fact I've still got birthday cards up there from last month. I just can't bother to take them down.
It makes you happy, makes you feel loved every time you see him.
It's an extra decoration.
So say, why are you doing your dates in the US version? It's 17, 11, 21 every day and twice on Sunday. Come on, somebody help me.
17, 11, 21 every day and twice on the Sunday. I have no idea.
No, I don't.
I think Big Kev's got a head start on us.
I think so. He's on the beers. David Wilson says, "Oh, Nino." Hello, David.
Oh,
Look who it is. It's Captain Moot's Adventures. Hey, you bunch of sexy monkeys.
Hey, don't
Tom-
Paul.
Window Beer's review with Thomas in Ireland says, hi. Hello, Thomas. How are you?
Hello, Thomas. Hello, sir.
Kev's cracking me up. He's called it nearly all gingers. Yeah, Mark, you're going to have to dye your hair, mate. It's part of it, Mark, isn't it? Mark's going to have to dye his hair. Ginger. Go on, Mark's doing a runner. He's changed his mind. He's off. He's had enough already. BDB Review says, hello, guys, and welcome, Mark. Your reviews are solid. That's a nice thing to say. Good
Hey,
man.
don't-
Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
You do, you're out of order. I was just saying, hello, Brett. Hope you're well, mate.
That's a nice thing to say, don't you think, Brett? Brett, what a star. That's very encouraging. Sermo48, Slayton Brewdog is like saying, I don't like the Beatles, they're bad for music. They knock the gates off the hinges and let everyone in. Interesting. He's outside Brew York. Hello, Sermo48. No one's slating Brewdog. No one's slating. I'm not slating him. I am merely asking the question. I think that's probably this is the right time to say this. So, there's only 23 people in. I was going to wait until the room filled up a little bit more. But my question is, so we got approached by the local Brewdog bar to supply them beer for their bar in Huddersfield. And given all the stuff that's going on, I was a bit unsure what to do. And I mean, I've seen all sorts of stuff flying around over the last few weeks and last year. And I just was a bit like, I'm not really sure what I want to do about this. And then I thought, you guys are ultimately the community that has seen us all the way through lockdown and know us. What do you guys think? What's your personal views? And it's like now, I know Sermo's saying slating Brewdog. No one's slating Brewdog. It's merely a question that I'm putting out to the people who follow us as to what would their reaction be. You know, some people on the polls that we've done this week have have felt super passionately in both directions. So I thought tonight, if we could work out where we need to be with it, what is everybody's view? And I want everybody to have their say, whether it's good or bad. I want to know. So that's my personal view. We've got someone in the house down here. Here he is.
Evening all.
Hello, Rasco. You all right?
Hello. Very good, Paul. Good to see you. Guy with the beard. Never met you, but it's good to see you.
Hey, Rascal, Mark.
Hello, Mark. Oh, you've just set up a YouTube channel, haven't you?
I have indeed.
Yeah, very good. Welcome.
You got to do it smoother than that, otherwise everyone will know it's organised for you to say that.
Well, mate, the brown envelope hasn't reached me yet, but you know, I'll pay in advance or whatever.
Sounds good.
So, and this Rasco coming in at this time is actually even better because I didn't want to make it an echo chamber where everybody in the room has the same opinion on the panel. So Rasco was one of the people that said, no, don't do it. And you had a valid reason. So from my point of view, personally, this is where I've got to today. So, that's one thing. Hang on. Before I carry on, I got a super chat. I've got to do it before I'll go for it because we could be on a while. Kenny Joe, how you doing? Thank you. I was late for Paul's beer of the year, and now I'm late for you. Don't worry, man. It's all good. Thank you for your $5 super chat. I really appreciate it. I'm just checking I'm not missed anybody else's because I've been yakking. Okay, so right. So this is where I got to today was I've actually spoken to the people at the bar. They seem a really lovely bunch of people, right? Got no qualms there. I spoke to somebody else. I won't say who it is because I don't know if they'd want me to. Who owns a brewery? Who used to work for Brewdog, and is going to supply to them. And his reasons are, and he is part of the Facebook group that did the open letter to Brewdog, and is one of the people, I think, as I understand, mentioned in it. And he said that there's some really good people that work at Brewdog. It just is a shame that their employer is, in his words, awful. And he said, I don't. For me, he wants the employees at Brewdog bars to see the best of his company and not the worst. And also was concerned that people that have never worked in the craft beer industry, that might be their first ever job, and would see maybe us, not supplying him or causing trouble or arguing or whatever, as not the nicest side to craft beer for somebody that just starts. And he said a lot of people start in Brewdog, hate it, and then they get a job in another brewery somewhere else. So it's a good stepping stone. So he said, I'd rather it was like that. And then when people come in, they see my beer, which is, in his words, way better than Brewdog's. So that's where he's at. Rasco, what do you think? Because I'm dying to hear your full opinion.
Well, really, there's 3 points I have. There's the point I made to you when I messaged you. In everything in business is about timing. I'm not saying don't do this indefinitely. I'm saying it's not the right time. I think the name Brewdog will survive. Martin, Dickey, and James Watts. They, according to rumors I hear mostly from Hopzine, I don't think he minds me saying that because he says it regularly. They have been quite keen to sell for some years. So the name Brewdog will continue. They've done a lot for beer. This is celebrated in Matt Curtis's new book, really. He debated whether to take them out, but he kept them in. Don't do it for now, because I don't think this is the end of the scandal. I think we're only getting to the beginning of this story, to be honest. Do it in a year or a year or two. I think there's going to be more to come, and your business is going to be tied to them when the rest comes out. That is my gut instinct. The next thing is, if you make a point of not doing business with them and saying, look, you're kind of dirty at the moment, that send a message back to their board. They are brilliant. They are the masters at PR and marketing, Brewdog. No one does it better than them, not even me. Well, a lot of people do it better than me, but hey. So they might be putting up all smoke and mirrors like the energy companies, the oil companies, saying like, oh, we're all for the environment and whatnot. But really, how can you be? They're probably putting out a big press release saying we've done this, that measure, this and that. But the fact is nothing's changed in the business. They've all hidden it under the carpet. And John, I've really got to give you praise for taking this debate up. You're a business. Ultimately, you, as much as a nice guy you are a business. You represent people in this business, and you got their livelihoods. So taking this debate is really something quite praisable. But mate, there's a flaw. There's a strong, big flaw with this, what we're doing right here, right now. Most of the accusations made were from women. You got four blokes here.
No, that's right. Yeah, we're all men. Yeah, that's a good point.
And so what I encourage you to do, I don't know when you're going to make your decision, but you're going to have to do some homework now. You got to start getting in touch with women in beer.
Yeah.
And you got to start thinking how they feel about this, man. And you might have to get in touch with a few beer bloggers you may have opinions of, or brewers you don't really like, but you got to get in touch with them. And that's my thoughts, man.
Well, to be fair, I will say we've had quite a lot of response from women on the polls today. It's been a mixed bag with that. I really, it's difficult. It's like 50-50 on the women as well. I'm not seeing a clear answer, but I will say the ones that don't are fiercely don't, which Yeah, that's my concern. But I think, yeah, I mean, we are obviously we're all men and we're all in the beer thing together.
Mhm. Yeah.
But you know, I would say there's plenty of women in the business, and yeah, we know women brewers just locally. In fact, I'll give them a shout out. Mallinson's, Tara and Elaine. We wouldn't
Mhm.
exist as a brewery if it wasn't for those girls, because they helped us like set up. They helped us. We hadn't a clue what we were doing, and they were like, "You need to do it like this. You need to do it like that." And that, like, we can't give them enough love. They're amazing people. So, you know, I'm yeah, I'm all for women in brewing at 100%. It, like I say, I don't know. It was a bit short notice. I only decided to do this a few hours ago, and I thought, do I do this? Do I not do this? And I'm trying to make it as, you know, like the people I know, and the fact that I know that you were strongly against. Paul has a different point of view. What's your point of view, Paul?
Go for it.
Well, generally, I mean, I have. I'm not a fan of Brewdog. Hello, I'm not.
For the timing of that,
I say,
No, that was epic timing. Their marketing team's amazing.
The dog was not happy about that. Not happy about that.
Martin, Dickie, and James outside your house.
They're walking the dog outside the gaff, aren't they? Swines. No, I'm not a fan of Brewdog. I haven't been a fan of Brewdog for a while. And the main reason is because I don't think their beer's very good anymore.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with what's gone on and the accusations that's been thrown at them for the last 6 months or so. All it has done is just made me more confident in my decision not to buy their beer. But they're a cash cow. Their promotional work is incredible. Their business model is incredible. They started off as a very different, very out there craft beer brewer. They've become huge. They've taken over the supermarkets, and now they're not even. You can't really describe Brewdog as craft. They're a monolith. They're huge, you know. So I mean, from a business standpoint, if I'm you, I'm kind of thinking, how often does an opportunity like this come along? And I'm thinking, will people really judge you if you were to put your beer in a Brewdog bar? Because you know it's good for you. You know it's good for the business. It's going to put eyes on you. And I'm just thinking, I totally understand what Rasko's saying, in that probably not the right time, and you could probably leave it for a little while. But what if, you know, things all dimmer down and perhaps Brewdog do change their ways, and it's seen that they're changing their ways? Does that opportunity come around again? Are Brewdog going to approach you and say, yeah, come and sell your beer in our bars? It's great promotion for you. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I think there's a ton of money to be made there.
Okay, all right. That's fair enough. I'm just going to quickly get these super chats, just because I've never had super chats before, so I feel like I should. Joe Biden's dentist says gave $5. What a legend! If you don't provide the beer, another brewer absolutely will, which means you will lose out. Are you big enough to turn down custom? Answer to that is probably not. I haven't got endless pots of money, but it's also, what about the damage to the brand? That's my. Is it a quick butt for now? For maybe not later on. Jack Howard, £5 super chat. I agree with Rasko's sentiment. However, I feel he is speaking from the heart, but not from the head. Time waits for no man or beer. The offer is here now.
Yeah, I have to say, I earlier when I saw that poll go live, I clicked no. To be honest, I saw that poll go live. I clicked no, and it's just because it just, you know, we. It's all because of, obviously, we all know what went down in the summer and everything. But I agree. Was it Joe Biden said, "Are you big enough to turn it down?" I know you move into a bigger brewery, aren't you, John? At some point, there's all sort of plans in place. And one thing I thought of when I was driving home from the mother-in-law's today was, do you remember the Mikala stuff that went on about a month ago? And it was, who was it? Was it Verdant, Burnt Mill, Daya, Track? There was about 6 or 7 breweries, weren't there? That they obviously were associated with Mikala. And then when the proverbial hit the fan, they sent a letter out and distanced themselves. And you're selling beer. You know, you're selling beer. You're a business. You're selling beer. You're doing it to put you're doing it to put food on your family's table at the end of the day, John. And I really think that's the kind of I think, like Jack said, if someone didn't sell it to them, someone else would. And then, it's a difficult one because this sort of thing's so obviously the equality subject's so sort of in vogue's the wrong word because that makes it sound fashionable, but it's so at the forefront now, isn't it? Yeah. I do understand your concerns, but at the same time, you're a brewery, your business is selling beer.
Interesting. I'm going to get another beer. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm just going to get another beer.
Go for it, Rasco. It's like a coiled spring. I can see you.
Yeah, I can see it.
Well, I do like the sound of my own voice, but it's look. I don't envy John's decision, to be honest. I'm not really speaking from the heart. I'm speaking from a business point of view. I think he would take a hit on his brand. And there was a question I also want to ask. So I'm just going to say this question because there's a habit I forget them. Is like Brewdog had this outpost idea. They call their bars outposts. How many outposts are going to take Lords? Is it just the Huddersfield one? That would be good for obviously getting your name out in your local town would be help in a major branded supplier. I think they're going to take a hit, but I think you've got a risk as well as a business. If you put your beers in with Brewdog, it goes back to my point I made months ago, Paul, about power suggestion. What you perceive beforehand. If you go into a Brewdog, your perception of the beers there you're already made up your mind before you even put them to your lips, and you might say, they're all going to be plastic, cardboard sellouts. And the truth is, they're not. I mean, to tell you a funny story, I was in a Brewdog a couple of months ago. I was in my old town, Shepherd's Bush, and I was drinking in the Brewdog, and I finally got Brewdog. I finally got it, and I was enjoying it, and the burger was delicious, and I had quite a few beers. The guest beers there were a lot better than the Brewdog ones, but and I go onto the Rasco and Disco show on Saturday at 10 p.m. on Instagram, by the way.
Marketing.
Yes. And I go there and I start talking about this revelation, and Disco stops me. Oh, well, what? He goes, "You not heard the news?" I was like, "What do you mean? What news?" Mate, it's been all over the place. They've been shamed, Brewdog. And I completely just, that's it. My entire dialogue for the show out the window in a matter of 10 seconds. So I don't envy your decision, John. I think it has to be a business decision ultimately. I would not be guilted into it, saying, you're going to keep those people who work there employed. You got to think about your own business and your own brand. And I think you would take a hit if you were to go into bed with them at this time.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is an interesting comment from earlier. He said, slating Brewdog is like saying, I don't like the Beatles. They're bad for music. They knock the gates off their hinges and let everyone in. Is that what Brewdog did?
I think they did.
A fair comment?
I think I got involved. I'll probably say, I remember drinking Punk. Do you remember when Punk had the yellow label? I remember I've got a picture of Punk in my fridge that had a yellow label. It would have been a fair few years ago now. And I remember tasting that and it knocked my socks off. Would I have been into craft beer without Brewdog? Probably. But we are where we are. I do agree with that comment, but then the Beatles, well, it's not known if the Beatles done this level of stuff. So it's an analogy. It's a fair analogy, but it's probably not one that quite fits, considering Brewdog's accusations, or the accusations against Brewdog. Sorry.
Big Kev likes your beard, Mark.
Oh, I'm trying, mate. I'm trying. I chopped it all off. Honestly, it was down to here. I made John look like a baby's chin. I made John's chin look like a baby's chin. I did, John.
Wow. Bodywise, evening, all the way from Finland. How are you, my friend?
Oh, nice one.
David's saying hello. I'm just going to quickly get into these comments. Phil Smith, a quick hello. Up super early as usual. Oh, bless you, man. Nice to see you, Phil. I like the idea of getting Silver Spur on draft in Brewdog. Well, that's the other thing. They only take keg, so they're not having any hand pumps in there. They're saying hello to each other. Alan Mead says, evening all. How you doing over in Ireland? He's got a cow and a helicopter. Alan Mead's got his own cow. It's called Fraser. Phil Smith likes bingo. That is the most random comment of the night, but there you go. The Haunted Coachman says, hi, John and Paul. I think this was earlier, so you probably didn't know your name, Mark.
Nobody does.
Rasco wasn't on then. Chatting. I don't care if the pub. Joe Biden savage. I don't care if the pub is run by Stalin. If they want to sell Lord's Brew Co. Bill, available for purchase online, full steam ahead. Wow, that's pretty mental. Get to the chopper. Everybody's chatting. Barry and Adamson. What's up, guys? Bazza from Brighouse. Hello, mate.
Bazza from Bright House. Hello, Sam.
It's not Bright House. It's Brighouse. There you go. Paul, I've just watched your review on the Hoppy Bin Pale Ale. Sounds fantastic.
Banger. Absolute banger. Mark's had it. We were chatting to Mark yesterday about it.
Yeah.
Belter.
Right. Okay. So that's not me. That's YouTube. That's got nothing to do with me. Would be good. Would be good way for new people to discover your beer. Now that's an interesting thing because that came up a lot in the polls and the messages. People like, you know what? The majority of people that walk into that bar in Huddersfield don't know anything about Brewdog, and it's the first, and they are going to go because they've got such a big following. Would it not be a good thing if they walked in and had Lord's Brew & Co. first instead of a Brewdog beer?
I would go to that Brewdog bar on the opening night. This is the sort of thing I would do. I would go in there and get absolutely shit-faced on your beer and make a point of it. Oh, this beer is fantastic. I would make a massive deal out. That's exactly the sort of thing I would do. Winner.
That's amazing. Go on, Rasco.
I had a question, mate. Is it going to be only at the Huddersfield outpost, the Huddersfield bar, or is it going to be at others?
It is only the Huddersfield one. So we're already in the town centre. We do a fair bit at the King's Head at the train station. We do a bit at Zephyr. You can buy our beer in keg, and you can also get it at Kafka, which is literally, I don't know, 250 yards away from Brewdog's new spot. But where Brewdog is placed, it's right on the students' strip. So it's where all the students from the university will be going.
Mate, them students get too much in university student loans, mate.
They love a bit of Brewdog and all, don't they?
They do, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Do you know what other breweries supply that Brewdog, John?
You know what? Sorry.
Do you know what other breweries have got their beer on as guests in that particular outpost?
I only know two that have made a decision.
Is it totally fresh then? It's a brand new bar, is it, in Huddersfield?
Brand new.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was established, right?
No, it opens December the 3rd. So we've
got you.
Yeah.
Is Ian putting Baller on in the Grove?
Yes.
He said he would, didn't he?
Yeah, so that's going on in the Grove. They've had Malamute as well up there. I forgot about the Grove, yeah. So the Grove's got some. Sportsman said that they want to take some as well. Captain Meat says Ventures, so I'm just aware we're miles behind on the comments. So I want to hear what people have got to say, because that's get, I guess, the point in doing this. The best way to think about selling your beers in a Brewdog is what's the best for the brewery and your family, John. Is selling more of your top beer a bad thing? Bullman's Beer Reviews. I understand why folk dig Brewdog, but your local bar is brand new. The folk there will not have had any issues. And are you looking to build relationships? A difficult question. It's true. I see the lad that I was speaking to. What a nice bloke, genuinely nice guy. Just moved into the area, and I'll be totally honest with you. I said to him, I said, "Do you know the pubs in Huddersfield? Do you know like where to drink? Have you seen any of the breweries?" And he was like, "No." I said, "Right." I said, "Well, next time we go out, we'll take you out with us." And he was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, that's fine. You know, regardless of the Brewdog thing, that's not him, is it? You know, you don't judge a person on the company that they work for." So, you know, maybe I'm too nice. I don't know. David said hello to Rasco. Nightbot's spamming the chat. Joe
Hey, Joe Biden, how you doing, mate? Well, Joe, I've given away a couple of cans, and this is the last can I have. This is it. I've done 9 since Friday, so it's all right.
You monster.
Animal.
Those are good numbers. Solid numbers.
I need to send you one, Rasco, so you can try it.
Yeah, send, mate, send.
Irish Craft Beers saying hello to Rasco. Buddy Weiser in Finland says, every beer you sell, there is one less mediocre Brewdog beer sold. That's certainly one way of looking at it.
That is the only issue I have with Brewdog. That is the only issue. It's just I just don't think their beer is very good. That's the reason why I wouldn't personally go into a Brewdog bar, because I don't want to drink Brewdog beer. But if I know that a Lord's beer is going to be on in a Brewdog, I wouldn't be in such a rush to walk past it. You know, that's kind of my thinking. I'd go in there quite happily and have a couple of pints of Lord's.
The thing is, from John's perspective as well, obviously, we don't want to beat down the company that he's about to, or thinking about putting his beer into.
Yeah.
If he puts his beer, I mean, you put any of Brewdog beers, any of the core range that's going to be on draft, toe to toe with what John can offer, you'll strike him out the park. You know, and that's the reality of it.
Yeah, I think so. It's my personal opinion, and let's have it right. Beer is, you know, very much down to your own palate, isn't it? But I mean, me personally, I would much rather drink a Lord's beer than a Brewdog beer. I mean, I've said many times that Brewdog Punk IPA was one of the beers that got me into craft beer. I used to love it, but it's not what it was, and I don't think anyone can really deny that it's not what it was. You know, so I don't think there's any shame in suggesting that Brewdog aren't brewing good beer at the moment, because they're just not.
But I think they know that, don't they? They've, like you say, they moved from that craft to that kind of halfway house between craft, or that kind of goes craft, and then you've got this kind of supermarket craft that's going on at the moment, which is what we were talking about essentially. And then you've got your kind of commercial breweries. Brewdog are or were craft, and they are commercial. So can you be both?
It's not the first time it's happened. A company's knocked out a really good product. They've got massive, and then they've decided that profit is more important than the quality of the product they're knocking out. It's not the first time it's happened, and it won't be the last time it's happened. They're just another company that's done it. But whatever we say about their beer, they're a massive company, and they've got a following. And people see the word Brewdog, a lot of people gravitate towards it, and it's, for me, it's a cash cow. You know,
it's a craft drinkers Wetherspoons, isn't it? A Brewdog.
Yeah.
Jake says, "Go for it. Spread the word about your beer as far and wide as you can." So I want to hear from some women. Surely there's some women in the chat, because I know that I got a lot of women that spoke to me on Instagram today. So
what about? Did they even speak about Brewdog or?
Yeah, they did genuinely. No, I see what you were doing there. Yeah.
Derry's in, John.
Oh, is she in the house? Where is she? Because Derry messaged me. I think her phrase was, well, no, I can't say it because it might have been private to her. I'm quickly going to whiz through. Nice glasses, Rasco. I get your dad jokes, even if the presenters on these streams don't always get them. Alamin says he agrees with Rasco on this one. So now that's Joe Biden's one from earlier. Phil Smith likes bingo. Well, where did that come from? Yeah, I know. Random. Jack Howard from earlier. Il Corvo. It's easy to sit here and moralise. I personally don't buy Brewdog for quality and moral reasons, but the salaries of us sitting watching the streams aren't affected by your decision. No, they're not. But yeah, okay, that's an interesting Il Corvo. That is totally true. But
there's so many different ways to look at it, isn't there?
Yeah.
Let's say you're sat in a Brewdog bar for a couple of hours. You've had a few pints of Lords. Does your slightly half-cut brain start thinking, why are they selling their beer in here? You know, these guys aren't the best, you know? But then there's the sober side where you're thinking, oh, they're in the Brewdog. You know, they're in a Brewdog bar. That's probably making them a few bob. But you know some people are going to say the latter and some people are going to think the previous, right? So there's going to be so many. That's why I think this debate is important, because it's good to get everyone out there now. Well, I mean, I'm assuming most of us are sober. While we get it out there now, while people can properly think about it, what do we really think? Because we don't want people to say, "Nah, it's a rubbish idea," and then change their mind again. What is it? You know, what do we really want? Are we going to judge people later on, or are we going to do it straight away?
Yeah, I mean, Il Corvo saying it doesn't affect the salaries. It doesn't affect you guys watching, but it does affect your opinion of maybe myself and my business.
Mhm.
And also
Yes.
it affects the perception of I'm really keen on community, hence why we do YouTube. And yeah, okay, you can say hands up. We started YouTube because we thought we were going to go bankrupt because we were in the pandemic and no one had heard of us. So that's a strong reason for doing it. But at the same time, it was an incredible journey, and we've created a community, and you guys have so many opinions, and I don't want to lose a bunch of people. I don't want you to think, yeah, I'm a business, I'm commercially driven. I have to put food on the table for multiple families through my business. But that also comes with a responsibility. So okay, I could just ignore you and just do it. But then does that not make a mockery of the community that I've created? Not me. I'm sounding like I'm like, look at me, I've created this thing. But does that not make? I don't want to make a mockery of the people that follow me.
I'll tell you what. How many other breweries would have done this? How many breweries have been given an opportunity to put their beer into a Brewdog bar and then thought to myself, right, do I go ahead and do this, or can I do a live stream and talk to the punters, talk to people who supported our brewery, who have our brewery's interests at heart, and put it to them first? Because I don't think a lot of companies do that.
Kev's still pushing the bingo thing.
I think something to think of as well is the last thing I heard of this, or the last sort of release that I heard or I saw, was James Watt and Martin Dickey put out something saying, you know what, big company, we're failing. There's been some failings, and it was words. I won't quote it because I can't remember because I read it a couple of months ago. But it was something like, we're going to learn from it and improve. Now, whether you believe that or not, is a different thing. But whether you believe the accusations or not is another thing as well. And I think you've got to. I'm not saying, not for 1 minute saying they're not. You know, then there's no substance there. I'm not saying that at all. But what my point is if you're going to believe the accusations, until you're innocent until proven guilty, and if they come out and say we're going to improve, then they're going to improve, and then it's up for them to prove you. You know, it's up for you to prove them wrong. Or them to prove you wrong, or I don't know what I'm saying, but it's important to remember that we've had the bad, they've signalled the good, and you do kind of have to take notice of that, because otherwise every company's going to make one mistake, and every company's going to die. And that's just not going to happen, is it?
Derry says, evening all. So Derry used to work.
She's brilliant.
She's in the beer industry. She does lots of other stuff now. She's very clever lady.
She's a lady.
She's amazing. She is absolutely I'd take her back for working for me in a heartbeat. I have no qualms. Whoever you're working for, Derry, I'm very jealous. In fact, Derry, if you want to come on and talk on panel, I will send you the link. I know I might have caught you off guard. Derry does Twitch streaming as well. She's like an epic gamer. Derry says more companies than Brewdog have issues with how they treat their employees and sexist undertones. I think the fact that you're having this debate shows how seriously you take this issue. I'm trying to.
I think Captain Meat made a good point as well. His message that he had up on the screen for a minute there.
Hang on, however, the kind of people you're trying to reach with your beer probably won't just go to Brewdog and nowhere else. They'll go to other real ale and craft pubs which don't have as bad press. Yeah, that's a good point. What was Captain's Meat's one?
It was like if we start questioning all companies, and do we not have to kind of start questioning all of our decisions? He used the example of Apple and like Nike and Samsung and companies like that, and their treatment of employees and things like that. But someone told me that Apple have suicide nets in their buildings. Did you hear about that?
What?
I reckon there was people chucking themselves off the top floors of their buildings because they were just sick to death of the work, so they installed nets.
I remember seeing an Apple documentary a few years ago that talked about how they made their chips in China and they took all the passports off the people that work for them, and that was illegal. Apparently in China, you're never meant to be. Always identity card, was it? They took their identity cards. And I mean, look at the biggest holiday destination in the world, or for the Brits at least, it's Dubai.
Mm.
I mean, Dubai, I've obviously working in construction. You hear, I've got friends that have worked out there as like head gangers for groups. And it sparkies and plumbers. And what they'll do, they'll have a fully qualified head ganger and lots of low-skilled borderline slaves. They live in these caravans off site. They either live in the building company's compound, or they're on the building company's compound in terms of what they're building at the time. It's not a can of worms because I think it has to be outed. But I think, Tesco's they're known for a bit of dodgy stuff. I mean, are Cadbury's pulling their chocolate bars out of Tesco's? No, they're not.
Look at Nestle. Nestle's human rights.
Nestle's, some of it's shocking.
Next level. Killing babies and of course, there's no evidence of this. This is merely.
Again, that's the Apple side. I don't know if that's true, but I heard.
I think it probably is right. I mean, generally, there's no smoke without fire.
Look at Amazon, the workload on their staff as well. I mean, where does it stop and end? I think the issue that makes me most bothered about Brewdog, I think, is the way that they treat women and people of like all types. It doesn't matter if you're. I'm kind of generalizing, and I don't know enough about it to make a full comment. But my concern is if it's true that like they're transphobic, they're homophobic behavior, they're misogynistic, and all those things go on, and they allow it to go on within the company. That for me is worrying. And then when you hear stuff about that, they've virtue signaled on stuff about how wonderful, this new thing that they're doing for saving the climate with glacier water, and then they chucked half the beer, never gave the full amount to the charity because it was too much, and all that kind of stuff. And I just thought that flipping just, just don't if you're going to virtue signal that you're a good company and you do all these good things, then flipping do it. Yeah. Otherwise, all you're doing is cashing in on a group of people that have a cause, and that isn't right. That's not how you do it. It's just not. When we did a 24-hour live stream for veterans, because we have a veteran working for us, and that was very close to his heart, but we didn't put our branding on it. It wasn't about us, and we weren't monetized, and all the money went directly to the charity. We never even saw it. So for us, that's the way you should do it. This other element is what bothers me, and there's other breweries, big breweries, slightly bigger than us, and I know that they do like these collab fests and stuff like that, and it's been very, very good for them, based on the people at the local bar. And what they say is it's about that local group of people that run the Brewdog bar, not the Brewdog company. But I mean, how many companies do stuff with Brewdog? It's massive. Aldi was doing beers with Brewdog.
That's it. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, where does it stop and where does it end? I mean, I don't know. I've spoken to somebody who is a Brewdog ex-employee, and they confirm that it's flipping like they're like it was awful to work there, awful. So I know it's a real thing, but then he's happy to supply because the people are nice. And I will say that I've spoken to the new guys at this new bar that's never been open before. They're really nice people. They come across as really nice people, but I don't know them. But from what I can see, they seem like good people.
This person you spoke to, John, was he talking it was awful to work there in terms of what he witnessed in terms of the abuse, or was it awful to work there as in people would say, I hate my job, or maybe the company's pushing them too hard?
I think it was more to do with what was allowed to fly, really, was the issue. And just as a company overall, the thing is, it always flows down from the person at the top, doesn't it? So if the person at the top allows all these kind of things, then it will flow all the way down. But it's also difficult in another way because you've got, in our industry, it's unique in that you've got alcohol as an added thing. You've got alcohol, you've got men, you've got women, you've got other genders all together working as a team, having fun, and then quite a lot of the breweries, the staff socialise outside of the brewery or outside of the bar, and that's when things start to get crazy and things happen and dramas go off and all that kind of stuff. But then, because alcohol's involved, so
yeah.
I think that's where it becomes very difficult in our trade. That how many people? I guarantee, every one of us has done something they regret, either said something or done something when they were pissed.
What, last week or?
I guarantee it. I guarantee somebody will have done. And that's the problem. And then when it's your work and all the other bits involved, it gets very complicated.
I mean, I'll say it. Obviously, I'm an electrician, worked on a variety of different size of sites, and I'll openly say it. The first time I saw a woman on a big building site, I was shocked. All in high vis and hard hat. It would have been. I was an apprentice at the time, so it would have been over 10 years ago, and I was a bit like, bloody hell, And I think, and I'm young. I'm a sort of, I don't know, I'm a baby boomer. I think the phrase is now. I was born in the late 80s, and it's learning, and I'm not saying cut Brewdog slack because they should know what they're doing. But if you've got me, I've got no misogynist, racist thing in me at all, and I saw that because at the same time, if you were to go into a midwife unit, they'd generally all be women, and if there was a man on there, women would get funny. My wife's just had a baby. We had conversations with people, and they had this exact conversation with a woman regarding a male midwife, and it's just it's learning, and we need to learn bloody fast because it's affecting people.
Yeah, and it's not fair. That's not the fair. We've got to make efforts to not perpetuate poor behaviour.
Yeah.
How many times, though, do we have to hear it that a large company has behaved inappropriately or done something wrong? I mean, we can say, yeah, it's just the norm. Oh, well, carry on. Or we can just, if I was you, John, I'd walk in there tomorrow or speak to your contact. And I'd ask to speak to the highest person possible. And I'd demand to know what the hell they've done. And I'd try and get past the smoke and mirrors operation they've got.
It's never going to happen. I know I could try, but it's never really going to happen. Would someone high up in Brewdog come on here with us and discuss this? Do you honestly think they would? Well, we could try. It's worth a punt, but it's unlikely. Look at Joey. This is fine. It's unlikely, I think, and all they're going to do, they'll just buy beer of someone else. They're going to just go, "Who are you?" And then they'll just move on, and that'll be it. And they'll never, if the company ever recovers, if Brewdog ever becomes better as a company, then I'll just be blacklisted, and that'll be the end of it. David Wilson says, I would ask which brands have been damaged by the current allegation. Lots of very well-known brewers have and continue to have beers in Brewdog bars.
Yeah, that is true.
Yep.
So it seems I was having a chat with you earlier, wasn't I, John? It seems as though it's since these allegations came out, the supermarkets seem to have a whole shelf now dedicated to Brewdog.
Yeah.
But it's almost like they've been rewarded for it.
Yeah.
But in Sainsbury's, they had a whole unit. They had a light-up unit. They had a big sort of their own shelf almost that they had to build the other shelves around. It was, like you say, yeah. It's funny because that wasn't there 6 months ago.
No.
Or no, a couple of months ago when I was last in there.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
And the thing is, you look at it. I mean, Cloudwater still are brewing that collaboration with Brewdog, aren't they? I'd say me, Keller, but we all know what happened there. Birds of a feather and all that, I suppose. Evil Twin. They do that collab, don't they, in the supermarket with Brewdog? Quite public facing.
I'm surprised at Cloudwater. How many times have Cloudwater?
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul. How many times have Cloudwater said how wonderful they are?
Well, they said they'd never go out to supermarkets, didn't they? Because they were worried about the quality of the beer, weren't they? About the cold storage and all that, and now they're in Tesco. A lot of people change their tune, don't they?
Yeah.
Did I see a Cloudwater? Did I see another Cloud? I saw a sticker or the little tab, the £3.50 price tag with the description, and it was a Cloudwater West Coast IPA or something. Was there a new beer gone in Tesco's from Cloudwater? I think they're chucking another one in.
Oh, really?
Don't know if you've seen that, but yeah, it was an empty shelf. I just saw the tag and it said new, the tag, and then
I don't know.
Cloudwater. But yeah, I didn't know. But yeah, like you say, it's
sounds
good.
But
it's hi Tom. Sorry,
hello.
We're into the debate down here.
It's fine. I was not privy to the first half of the conversation, so I didn't want to butt in. What's the consensus so far from the comments?
We've discovered that everyone watches porn in the chat, and it's filth, absolute smut in here. That's what we've discovered this evening.
It's true.
Right, okay, and that seems like quite a tangent.
Well, T1000 is my brewer. I am in my stretchy pants, and this has little beer cans on it, and I got it in Sainsbury's for £1 t-shirt.
Do look like PJs.
They do. I'm a high roller though. Do you know the funny bit is I saw somebody else out with the same t-shirt in a craft beer bar. We look like a right pair of nanas.
Did I see my face pop up in the comments there? Oh, someone tacked into my account again. Oh no, Disco's awake.
It's Disco's in the house.
Yeah.
I did get another super chat, and it had bald eagles on, so I'm very interested in getting to that one. And I've completely lost where I am now. Let me scroll down. Right, we'll get to the Bald Eagles shortly. It is hi all, Bald Eagles from Jason and Sarah in Maine. How we doing? We're having we're actually having for once a series of chats. I know it's uncanny for me, isn't it?
Yes.
I doubt most people going into Brewdog cares. Oh, I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? I'm the average bloke who knows very little about beer. I love the early Brewdog beers, but I'm wise enough to know their beers have become diluted in quality. Then we've got that super chat. Beatles, no, but Brewdog are the Conor McGregor to MMA. Interesting.
See, that's more of a par, isn't it? That's more. I mean, lobbing chairs at buses and abusing people. That's probably a bit more.
They've never exactly shied away from the limelight, have they, Brewdog? Their promotional work has always been a little bit out there.
Yeah.
I like the gold can.
Yeah, it was worthless.
The solid gold can.
Yeah,
The goldish can.
100% brass.
If you squint from a distance, gold can. Yeah, I think that's quite a good analogy, to be totally honest. Got a cold porter from Atlantic Brewing. Oh, that sounds nice. How many? This is Disco. So this is the other half of Rasco and Disco. How many people in Huddersfield are likely to be anti-Brewdog or be aware of the issues or even care enough? Would your local pubs be offended by you going into a Brewdog? I don't think they care. I'd be totally honest with you because I've been in a lot of other bars in Huddersfield and they all have Brewdog beers on anyway. So,
how many people are still buying beer from breweries that do collabs with Brewdog? It's no different.
well, yeah, I guess.
that was but Mark mentioned that when Cloudwater's still doing the Brewdog collab, aren't they? But I think Cloudwater generally still have a good rep, don't they? Despite the Tesco thing.
Yeah, they have.
Just about muddled through, didn't they?
They've handled it well. I mean, I've listened to what Paul Jones had to say about it, and he convinced me once in an interview with Matt Curtis, and he said, why did he do it? And the answer was, well, because I could. And I thought, fine, forget all the other stuff you're about to say. I like that. You know, if you just say that and forget all the moral stuff, I'm fine, you know, because I could. Great. Fantastic.
Yeah. Forget everything else. There's no debate. I could do it.
I've got to admit, from a small brewery point of view, to see my beers right there with the big boys is a flipping. It's nice, but then at the same time, I don't want to put my. It's so hard. I just don't know. Disco says, on the whole, I'd say do it if it's good for good business, but maybe don't shout about it as a positive. As long as they pay their invoices, take their money and run. Disco. Yeah, it's true. I've got to say, that's one thing I wouldn't do is be promoting them on my social or my YouTube videos. I wouldn't be supporting them in the same way I do other locals. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'll go back to a good few years ago. We wanted to get our brand out there because nobody knew who we were. We started selling into Wetherspoons. And for a while, it was quite good. But then it kind of got a bit... They started to mess us around. And I didn't like what Wetherspoons were doing. And I thought to myself, I feel really dishonest selling to Wetherspoons at this price. And 50 yards up the road, this other guy is paying an extra 20 quid for the same beer. That's wrong. That's just not ethical. And we're claiming that we're independent. We're supporting independence. And here we are supplying into Wetherspoons, who are another one that, there's so many questionable things. I just pulled the plug. I just said, no, sod it. Because they just don't look after I don't think they do good things for our trade. I just don't think they do. And I just thought, no, I've seen alcoholics queuing up at 9 o'clock in the morning waiting for them to open. I thought, sod this. This is not what it's about. So I pulled the plug, and we just sacked off Witherspoons. And I've said, never again. We'll never supply them over my dead body. Unless we get bought out and they want to supply them, that's fine, but I'm not doing it. And we replaced them with Stonegate. And I tell you what, Stonegate have been great. And actually, they're not. We don't directly deal with Stonegate. We deal with an intermediary. But it's great. And I'm just annoyed I didn't do it earlier. Don't do it. Don't bring the brand down. Stay away from Brewdog. They're shite. Interesting. Josh is very staunch about that one as well.
Yeah.
Joey's in the house. How are we doing, Joey? Over in America. Joe Biden says the Brewdog Brewery Hotel in Ohio is always crowded and sold out. They aren't going anywhere.
I agree. They're not going anywhere. They'll be around for a very long time. Whether Martin and what's-his-face stick around is my question.
I mean, maybe if those guys go, then it's a different story, isn't it?
Or is it a larger cover-up? We'll never know.
It's going to be larger than those two guys. It's going to be a cover-up by. They'd almost have to get rid of their whole whole sort of upper echelon staff members and re-go again. You know, because all the upper staff members would have known about it and almost been complicit. So it's probably a deeper issue than Martin and James.
It'd be an awful time for them to sell, wouldn't it? Imagine if they sold up right now. Not what everyone would say. You know?
What? Well, they're doing business with John, so therefore they're selling?
Apart from that, I mean, that's the big one. That's the big one. But yeah, it's that other little one. Everyone will be like, they're doing a runner. They're doing a runner, you know?
Yeah, and they are. I mean, the rumours of them wanting to sell go back a few years before the scandals hit. You know, I got to say, when I was at Brew London before I became intoxicated, I was speaking to another beer reviewer who shall remain nameless. And I asked him about his opinion about Brewdog, and he asked me about mine. I said to him, look, in some ways, I actually sympathize with him because I know what it's like to have pressure at work. And, you know, I was in construction for 14 years, and that is a high-paced, pressure-filled industry. I was out on site, and it is just go, 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 go. Why aren't you going? You're going, but you're not going quick enough. And the pressure does change you, and it does push you to be not a nice person sometimes. And I'm going to have to hold my hand up to that. This is again why I sympathize with what you've got to do, because you're a business owner, John, and you've got to make a decision. And the pressure and how you keep your temperament is something admirable. You know, I couldn't. Fact, you know. And yeah, I mean, I'd ask more questions of the Brewdog. I'm not on the left wing liberal brigade of condemning them. I don't like businesses that take the piss. Simple as that. I don't care if left ring, right ring. It doesn't matter to me. You know, I'm not speaking from heart. I'm speaking from a point of view of business. I think getting into bed with them at this time is not, because I'll repeat it. I think there is more to come from this, and maybe you should look into that. Maybe you should do some quiet sniffing, because there's a few people you know of, and I'll text you a few names afterwards. You could ask questions. See if anything has actually changed with these prats.
I feel a bit like... Now, that's an interesting thing, right? You've just made something in my mind click. And I'll be honest with you, I never considered it before. So, when you have a business and you supply to people or you do something, there's always something in the back of your mind that is like, is this going to cause me crap later on?
Yes.
So, like, I look at Paul's beer reviews, is this guy gonna just suddenly turn into a crazy madman who's going to go on social media, he's going to get naked and pour my beer all over himself and then smudge himself on the window of McDonald's and offend a whole bunch of people, right? Is he going to do that, right?
That
Now,
would be
I
an
know
excellent
Paul-
ad campaign.
It would. Now,
It's inevitable.
Paul is like I know him. I know that he wouldn't do that, so I don't have to worry about that. Well, I really hope he doesn't do that. But, I don't have to worry about that. But with Brewdog, because of all the crap, I feel like that maybe it's going to be just ticking around in my head, and every time I see something, it's going to make me feel sick inside. That I'm like, I'm complicit in this because I'm somehow involved. I don't know whether I can live it. I don't know whether I can live with disconnecting myself from that. I don't know whether I can. I couldn't I'd sacked Weatherspoons off because I couldn't disconnect myself because I got sick of seeing them in the news. And I thought, I don't want my brand anything to do with that. And that was just Weatherspoons. And now this is like, I feel like maybe I've answered the question. Maybe that's what I needed to know.
Maybe. But John, just as a devil's advocate to that, do you buy anything for the brewery from Amazon?
Yes, I do. I'd be a liar if I said I didn't.
Everyone's more than happy to be complicit in. I'm not saying they've done the same things, but it's notoriously not always the best workplace, and everyone's more than happy to still use them because, let's be honest, it's cheap and convenient.
True.
I'd probably say we're all sitting here as benefiting from a service from a company that's got a jaded past, probably publicly as well. I think we've all bought stuff from Amazon, we've all bought stuff from Tesco, we've all eaten an Nestlé chocolate bar in the past year. You know, and the list goes on and on and on. But having said that, we haven't got business at stake.
True.
It's interesting that Tony's chocolate only beer is still in the supermarkets as well.
That's a good.
That's about that company's about the most open and fair. Well, trying to be the most open and fair company going, and they're still having their name associated with them on supermarket shelves.
Who? What? Tony's?
Tony's chocolate only, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did that. What was it called? Was it Chocolonely? Was that what it was called?
Hopalonely, I think it was.
Hopalonely.
Well, was that just because they wanted to sidle up to a good company with good ethics to try and make themselves look better?
Yeah, but why would Tony's do it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Why would they? I mean,
when did they strike the deal on that, do you reckon? Was it before this came out?
The deal would have been done before. It was really bad timing because the allegations dropped the week that beer was announced.
Yeah.
That's a car crash.
But the thing is, it's still in the supermarkets now.
Look. So Disco's literally just said in the chat, so Tony Chocolonely issued a statement that they would not be any further collaborations with Brewdog after this current batch. The contract.
Okay. Fair enough.
There you go.
Turning Point Brewery made a good point about collabing with their local Brewdog bars. That it was about supporting local bars and staff, not so much the company as a whole. That I kind of feel like that, but then I don't know whether that's the right thing to do. I don't know.
Don't be guilted by that, mate. I have to disagree with Disco, unsurprisingly. That just don't be guilted by this. Business is business. Business will always grow and fold. You can only be responsible for your house, not every other house.
It's true. Bald Eagles from Top Shelf, all the way in Maine in America. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the $2. I really appreciate it. And what could be better than 3 Bald Eagles? Love it.
Pretty hairy eagles.
Hairy, very hairy eagles. Buddy Weiser says, I think that the Brewdog pub probably have a different set of customers than other pubs, so it would be an invitation for new customers to enjoy your beer. It's true. That's Darius from earlier. Jim says, hello, Jim. Jim's in North Carolina. This may be a way to open the door to new craft beer lovers with laws. Only thing, what if they start selling more of your beers than theirs? Quite possibly. I just sat me on.
They want to put you in their Leeds outpost, the Manchester outpost, and everywhere. So yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah. Lord Beer in Camden. That'd be awesome.
Last time I drank Brewdog on tap, I nearly blew up. It was gassy, awful stuff. Where's our invite? I want to come to the Isle of Man. Come on, Dave. Hook me and Paul up. We want to come over. Every time he comes up, I'm like, come on. I want an invite. When are we going to the Isle of Man? Sorry, Tom, I'll get you an invite as well. Tom wants an invite as well, Slurpy Dave. Chris Lawson, hello, mate. How you doing? I'm having my beer from the Beer Monster as well. Chris has got a Beer Monster. We're Beer Monster brothers.
What's he got on this Beer Monster at the minute?
He's got 2 kegs going out to him tomorrow, believe it or not. I've got to admit, I poured this. Look at the lacing on that bad boy.
What is it?
Bowler.
Very nice.
You got to love a bit of lacing, don't you? Love a bit of lacing.
Shabba-ding dong. Captain Meat's Adventure says there are beer snobs who think that likes Salt, Vocation, and North have sold out by selling beers in supermarkets, allowing is non-snobs to drink their beer. Well, you know what? I will say, I am not in that. I don't think we'll ever be in the connoisseurs club of beer. I'm not that person, and I don't want to pretend that I am. I just want to treat people fairly in the way that I would like to be treated. Sorry, Michael. I know it's late, but can I have a bath? I'm right, it's 9:15. She's going to be a wretched meanie tomorrow when she wakes up tired. Yeah, it's ultimately though. Can you really knock Vocation? Can you really knock Salt and North? And what about Northern Monk? They sell. There's loads of big ones. They all sell to supermarkets. But if you go on their website, I was looking today because we've had a board meeting today. This is what it's like in the brewing industry at the moment. My rent has gone up. My energy cost has gone up. My ingredients have gone up. The cost of cardboard has had 3 price increases this year. My cost of transport has gone up. The vans alone are going to cost me £100 or more a month for my vans because my lease is up. It just goes on and on and on. And I'm looking and I'm selling beers at £3.50. I need to put my prices up. I have no way. And then I go into a pub the other day and they're selling 10 casks of Hobgoblin. If you commit to buying 10, you get them at 65 quid and the 10th one is free. And they give you a bar runner, which costs about 20 quid.
But that's volume though, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we can do volume, but we can't do that. We're nowhere near. It's just flipping insane. So we're getting how do we compete? Like, can I be picky? Can I not be picky? I don't know. You know, I mean, I look at Brew York, great brewery, amazing. Love their beers are incredible. Some of them I like Tinoco. I just think their dark beers are just mind blowing. Yeah, they're doing the collab fest with the Brew York in York, the Brewdog in York. They're doing the collab fest. They made a statement that they're doing it because they like the people from the bar. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know what to do. I still don't know if I can live with the fact that my brand might be sidled up to them, and then if there's bad press, my brand. I would hate to see a newspaper article with my brand next to theirs in a negative light. It's going
to be an awfully long list of other brands if you're on there.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Ultimately, you're in the game of selling beer. You're not in the game of playing politics.
No, true.
And like you say, if you've got people saying this Hobgoblin offer, shouting that in your face, I mean, why would we want Baller on, or why would we want, anything else on from you when we can get Hobgoblin on for that price? Then you have to look at the bars like Brewdog that are going to pay that money because they can charge at the other end.
No, they'll pay the money. That's one thing they will do. They'll pay the money, and they're happy to do that. And I can't knock them from that point of view. They're not bashing. They're certainly not bashing on small breweries. I mean, you think of it in another way. You've got this massive brand that walks into a town and starts promoting the little tiny breweries in their area. I mean, that's brilliant. You can't knock them for that. Top Shelf over in America says, when you guys come into US, Paul and John?
Yesterday.
I can get out there. I just can't sleep anywhere. I got no money. We'd be sleeping on the sofa. If you can cope with us sleeping in the barn, it'd be fine. I'm up for it.
So he's in Maine, isn't he?
Yeah.
Maine. Whereabouts is Maine?
Maine's like just up
Northeast.
Northeast. Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, that's convenient.
Is it part of the New England area, Maine, technically, is it?
Yeah, I think it is.
I think we had this conversation before, didn't we? Now we're saying it. So my brother's in Boston, and I am supposed to be going to see him. So
that is far, mate. It's not far.
Oh, I think I need to hide in your suitcase for you.
You got to come with, mate. You got to come with. You got to come with. We'll all go.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh dear.
Oh, Jesus.
I need to know what Rasco's drinking out of that sports bottle.
It's a bit of Thames water.
Good God, that stuff's
Just slightly stronger than an Impy Stout, then.
Just a bit, man. I'm a bit under the weather, man, and yeah, so I'm not drinking tonight.
Probably the same colour as an Impy Stout.
True.
Yeah, very close. Jim says, think of it purely as a business decision.
Agreed.
Top Shelf saying hello to Jim. Having a good relationship with a local bar may get you invited to Collab Fest beer down the line, which goes to all the Brewdog bars. Yeah, it could do. This is what I mean. I just don't know. Here, Ken Beer Reviews. Good evening. Maybe a question for you, John. Please, does your business need your beers in Brewdog? It certainly wouldn't harm us in the sense of, let's imagine they hadn't done all this stuff. I would be chomping at the bit. I would be doing whatever I could if all that stuff hadn't gone on. That's where I'm at with it. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. In fact, this wouldn't even be a thing. This live wouldn't be a thing because I wouldn't even think about it. But I care about people and the way that they're treated. I've had some awful jobs. He said hello to Top Shelf. Seems to me, John, everyone has your back either way, mate. It does seem like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, but it's not about saving my ass. It's about what is the right thing to do. That is the thing.
That's worth a question, though. Is there anyone watching who would genuinely be really, really upset if you did do it?
Yeah, but is it right? Okay, here's a question, Tom. Are we just doing this in an echo chamber? We're all males here. We're all into beer. Is this not? Could this potentially be an echo chamber? I mean, Derry came in, and she's had a chat about it, and she feels very passionately about it. I'd be interested to see what Emma says as well.
It might be an echo chamber. How much does this echo chamber reflect your customer base, though?
Oh, now there's a question. It's exactly our customer base.
Right. In which case, as a business decision.
No, yeah, this is it. More companies than Brewdog have issues. Oh, no, we read that earlier. It would make your
wanky company neutral, John. What? Seeing as you binned off Wetherspoons, kind of balance it out.
It's a balancing act. So you currently, you'd be sit tied and centre because you refuse Wetherspoons but open to Brewdog.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. To be fair, John, it's your business, and most of us will continue to support you. Oh, thank you very much, Slurpy Dave. I read that one out earlier. I agree with that. I do as well. It's so hard. Us being such a small percentage of beer drinkers, we're in the beer loop. Most people who are going to the pub don't care about the industry insider drama. That is a very valid point. That is a massively valid point. honestly, I watch people in the supermarkets, right? I was there. I was in Sainsbury's the other day, and I was just watching a few people just go up and buy beers because I was just interested out of curiosity. And there were people that I would consider well-to-do, well-meaning people, and they were picking up Brewdog stuff, putting it in their trolley. They didn't have a clue. No, they were just, oh yeah. And I actually asked one lady, I said, why did you buy that beer? And she said, well, because my husband likes drinking it, and it's always a good beer to give out to friends when they turn up. It's like a good middle road beer. And I said, look, I'm not telling you to buy this or not. If I told you that they treat their staff really badly and there's some horrendous things that have gone on in the company, would you still buy that beer? And she said, well, I don't know anything about it. I really don't. And it wouldn't be right for me to make a decision on the company based on something that I didn't know about. And then I said, okay, fair enough. That's it. And she went off with her trolley. And I thought, that's really interesting. I just thought, so are people making decisions like that? You've got to ask the same question about someone like as big as Nestle and some of the stuff that they've done. And Shell, do you think about your fuel when you put the fuel in your car? Does it even cross your mind? If it was presented before you and all the stuff that they've done, do you even think about it? I don't know.
Like I say, John, I think if you're going to believe the accusations, because they are, I don't think nothing's come out in court, is it, or anything like that. We can't say hard and fast proof investigations and what have you. Not saying I don't they're accusations. If you're going to believe the accusations, you've got to believe the message back from Brewdog that things are going to change. And until I can hear Rasco having a deep breath in the background there. I know the point, but let's look at it practically. If you're going to believe accusations, you've got to believe the following messages. And until there's a change, until there's more evidence of it coming out, we're in this cancel culture. We're in this cancel culture, aren't we, at the moment?
Yeah.
And like someone said earlier, like 1% of the craft beer or 1% of beer drinkers have cancelled Brewdog. The other 99% haven't. Back to my original point. If you're going to believe the accusations, you've got to believe the message that comes out. That's what you're acting upon, because that was the last thing that's come out of this sort of issue. And then if they balls up in the future, cut the beer, release a statement, do what Verdant, Daya, Track did with Mikkeller.
Yeah, but right, okay. But none of them got into bed with Mikkeller knowing all the crap that they'd done before. That's the difference.
No, but we've got to. Brewdog are going to move forward, and we've got to move forward cautiously with Brewdog.
Okay.
I don't know. How does everyone else think?
This is really baffling. This is why you're all in this, and I can see you're like, flipping. Rasco's very like, right, this is the way I see it. Crummy's like, well, Paul's like, well, Mark's like me. Mark's like, oh, I don't know. This is why I'm having a conversation.
Possible left field option.
Yeah, go on.
Do you know what? Have they said what beer they want, or is it just a beer?
They haven't said anything. They said, would you come on the supplier list to supply us with beer? We're opening on December the 3rd. We'd like some of your beer.
So, I don't know. Could you supply them a beer called Positive Workforce IPA? Or
I could. I flipping could do that. I could totally do that. I'm not a troll, Lord's Brewing Co.
Follow that with ethical stout.
Yeah, be nice to your staff, mother. 716 Racing Channel says, I'm in the USA. What is going on? I missed something. Laughed my anus off. You need a beer. Yeah. How are you doing? We're having a deep and meaningful tonight. This is the first time I've done a serious live stream ever. Top Shelf says, get it, John. Let her rip. Take the chip. Yeah, that's it. Shining like a diamond in a goat's ass. cheeky devil's advocate question, John. If you do it and you're in the Brewdog bar on opening day and James Watts is there, would you front him up and ask him what the? Yeah, I probably would actually. I wouldn't necessarily wall him, but I would say. I'd say, what the hell is all this about? I'd like to know. I would. I'd sit down and I'd tell you what. I'm doing the new. We're building the podcast room at the moment. I haven't done a brewery update or anything. I've been so busy. We're building a new room just for podcasting, and we're going to film it. Hopefully, the plan is to do it every week. I always say this, and then it's not, but I'll try. And we want to get guests on. And hopefully, as we get more traction, we're going to film it and put it on YouTube. And also, it'll be on all the Spotify and Apple, whatever they call it, and all the jazzy stuff. And we'll try and do one every week. And hopefully, if it gets some traction, we can get some bigger guests. So, James, what? If you're watching, come on my podcast. I'd have you on. I'd like to chat. I'd like to know what's going on. Derry's declined me. She says, kind words, John. Thank you. But unfortunately, I'm about to sit down for my tea. I was just nipping in for 5 minutes. No worries, Derry. We love you. She's a good one. Yes, Apple does have suicide nets. There you go.
Wow.
No.
Well, hold on a minute. Let's be clear about that one. I mean, Foxconn has suicide nets, who Apple happen to use to make most of their products. It's not Apple themselves. Doesn't mean they're not implicit, but it's just not. See,
I've got the Google phone.
I'm sure that I'm the ones that are also made at Foxconn.
Apple.
Exactly.
I'm Apple. I've got Nike shoes on my feet. I'm a bit of a bastard when it comes down to it, really.
I'm Samsung. Hit me with the bad news.
Well, they're about to go bankrupt shortly, I think.
Google.
See, but that proves it, though, doesn't it? That does prove it. That really does prove it.
Also, which what's the word? Which socially responsible petrol station are you filling your van up at?
I fill my van at Jet, which is like the worst one, but I kind of like it. You know why? Do you know why I like Jet so much? It's literally just over there. I like the people that work there. They're all local around where I live. I've numerous times forgot my bank cards, and they're like, "It's all right, John. Come back later. It's fine, lad. It's fine." So I know I'm not going to get nicked. And I know I'm not going to get nicked, and the police pull me over like 2 miles down the road. I go back. They do all like the Indian guy who owns it is a scream, and I said to him, I said, "Oh, why have you always got boring blooming cans of drink in here?" I was like, "Get some interesting. I want some Mountain Dew and stuff like that." I went in a week later, and we had like Mountain Dew USA, which has got like all the different flavors into one Mountain Dew. He had Dr. Pepper, cherry. He had like Fanta, all the American ones. Like, I don't know how he got them, but he had all the weird brands of soda. And I went in and I bought like 10 quid's worth. And he was like, oh, you like them? And yeah, so it's just mad. I love it. Yeah. And you get fresh samosas as well from the local takeaway.
Now.
Oh, yeah.
Samosas and cherry Dr. Pepper. Well, I'm going to come up to Huddersfield from Norfolk to film a van, I think.
I kid you not, the petrol station is attached to a curry house. So they make the samosas and put them in the curry shop. in the petrol station.
Do they actually?
Yeah.
That is awesome. I love that.
You can check your tire pressure whilst ordering curry. It's amazing. 716 Racing Channel says, I smell people that are butt hurt. It's a bit harsh. Captain Meets Adventure says, Rasco, have you used Amazon? You are using Google and Facebook to get your content. Oit there. You can't be the moral majority over beer, but use tax dodgers.
Ooh, okay then, Mr. Meat.
Oh, shit.
What have you done, Captain?
I'm getting a beer.
Perhaps if you didn't have a few sausages in your ears, you'd hear me say this. I don't think John should indefinitely not do this. I think doing business, you've got to be doing it at the right time, at the right place. Right now, I don't think it's the right time. I think the brand is polluted, and if John gets connected with that brand, he'll be damaged as well. Also, there is a misconception that when you walk into a Brewdog beer, you're going to get something specific. The taste and the flavors may not be appreciated if you get attached to them. Being indie, craft, or whatever you want to call it, I think it's a whole joke. I don't really believe in craft, but that's an episode for another time.
No, let's do that episode now.
No. No. You've made up your mind before you enter, right? I mean, how many people enjoy going into a local independent bar which is made of which is just a shack more than we do a high-flying 7-star billion-pound hotel? Mr. Meat. Like and subscribe.
Let's go dropping bombs, mother fudges.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. Not messing around.
And yeah, I do occasionally use Amazon. Yes, Rasco and Disco are on Facebook. I don't use it much. I find it crap. Yeah, I've got a Google phone. Yeah, I'm fully aware of what they do and what I do.
Yeah,
that's it.
I don't know. I think in general, and it's all summarised. I spoke to John at length about this yesterday, and I think after thinking about it, I thought my general opinion was, you only kind of get one crack at this, and I just kind of thought that's a lot of publicity, and it's a hell of a company. Could you? Is there really a bigger sort of chain of bars that you could have your beer in right now than Brewdog? You know what I mean?
No.
Just from a business standpoint, it's going to be quids in, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a hell of an opportunity. I said it twice already. I do not envy the decision.
Derry says, from what I've read, the issues with Brewdog were not a one-off. It seems to be a systematic issue across the board. This wasn't an isolated issue. It's a culture that a group of employees called them out on. Rasco Disco saying he's better than you. I don't buy from Apple, Nike, Samsung, Starbucks, Amazon because of their Barnaby sausages. I have brought Brewdog beers even recently, but don't give them any publicity by posting about it. #Disco.
Should be noted that, we actually took Beer of the Year nomination off Brewdog because of the allegations that went along. And we put out a message like all the breweries are involved in this. And it isn't just McKellar and Brewdog. Marble had things said against them. We just said clean your shit up. Just clear it up. I mean, we don't know how you clear it up, but just clear it up, please. Just as someone who's had shit given to them in the workplace and was bullied, it's not nice. And that's all I want. It's just people being nice.
Yeah. Joe Biden's dentist said, my brother gave me a couple of cans of Brewdog Nitro Jet Black Heart, good beer. I've had a Brewdog Elvis juice the other day. It wasn't good. It was all shook up. Oh, Jesus.
That's the content we want. That's the comments we want.
Oh, my word.
Love it.
716 Racing Channel like that. I think the problem with comparisons to Amazon is, for people on this channel, craft beer is clearly a passion, and we want to believe small breweries we support are better than the Heinekens. You know what? That's flipping right. That's exactly it. You've nailed it, Il Colvo. That is exactly it. It's true.
The other problem is they've spent so long telling us how good they are.
Not like Carlsberg.
No, as in Brewdog. So Brewdog have always been the edgy, cool place to work. Always doing the morally correct thing and saving the planet and everything else in their spiel. So therefore, it's a little bit more. It's less easy to grin and bear as a result of those messages, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying earlier when you weren't here, Tom, because you had better things to do.
Sorry.
No. I was saying the thing. Like, if there hadn't have been blooming saying how wonderful we are. Same with Cloudwater. Oh, it's so wonderful. Oh. And yet they're all one and the same. I'm not. I feel like I'm not making friends here. I feel like this live's going to get shared like crazy after this.
But I think it's a good thing though if it does, John. I really do. I think it's a really balanced conversation with lots of different points of view and lots of different angles on it. I think this can only be a good thing.
I hope so. Top Shelf Beer Review says, I'm an Android guy and a Linux for PC. If I knew how Linux worked, I'd probably use it.
I know how Linux works, and I can only say that he's got too much time if he can use it as his day-to-day computer.
Yeah, I'm Android, and I've got this thing next to me.
Here's a shocking revelation. Disco used Amazon. What? You've ever used it? Woof. Okay. I agree with Captain Meat. Yeah, you want to get... I'm back on Saturday Night Disco. You're going to get the SmackDown as well, by the way. By Google. Yes, mate. I have no problem with that.
Captain's on your case.
Well, continue. Like and subscribe, Captain.
Captain Sound is wild. Like,
do it, Captain. Do it.
Yeah.
I like him. He's bonkers and brilliant.
Crazy scarce bastard.
He is. Oh, we've just taken some beer today to a pub in Liverpool, by the way. I'll find the name of it. Yeah, I'll find the name of it and I'll ping you a message, Captain, so you can go and harass them. What can be better than sending your avid followers to the pub that you've been supplying? There's one guy and he's given us so many pub leads, and honestly, I'm like, I'm this close to saying, can you just leave your job and come and work for me? I agree, Captain Meat's Adventures is almost impossible to avoid. Doesn't mean like I like or agree with it. I just try and reduce it as much as possible.
Yes.
Well, we all thought that. Look at his head. It's very strange. Good evening, guys. Great excuse for a beer. Hello, Always a Red.
Hey, Always a Red.
He's not wrong.
It's Mark Drury. He's over there.
I'm here.
Drury.
Drury's got a YouTube channel, Always a Red. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
Derry's going to have to hop off. Interesting debate. Speak all later. Bye, Derry. Love ya. David Wilson says, hi, Tom.
Hi, David. Hi, Jim.
Jim says, Sir Crumminess. Just jump. Hello, Mayor. Oh, every time. Can we have an easier name? Mayor Wrench McNome. Just jumping on for a minute. Say hi. I'm heading into a meeting. Hello, mate. How you doing? I'm a good hour nearly away.
I was about to say, he's nearly an hour behind.
So he's probably finished his meeting and back now. Let's say hello. Hi,
hey, buddy.
Tommy. John, you're not happy dealing with Brewdog. Don't compromise your standards just to deal with him. Yeah, it's true. Okay. Hello, Steve. Hello, mate. How are you? Crummy sidles casually in. Prepare for action. Neil Smith, I guess the questions are, how much does this mean to you? What value means most to you? Value of the boost to business versus ethical consequences. Oh, man, what do you risk by not having it in Brewdog? Okay, that's a really... Right, there's the questions. Right, the value of being... My wife is ringing. I must answer my phone or I will die.
I'm really disappointed you didn't say it in the most appropriate
Hi, honey,
way.
what's up?
It's James Watt, isn't it? You having a beer or what?
No, they've gone. They've all gone to bed.
I'm being followed by this car.
Surely the Brewdog car looks like that dog car from Dumb and Dumber.
All right.
You should be, shouldn't it? Yeah. Like a really weird shape, like a hot dog shaped dog.
I'm in trouble. She said, she goes, just to let you know, your daughter has just phoned me to say that Daddy hasn't told us to go to bed yet.
What?
My daughter grasped me into my wife.
Just grasped you up. Mate. You think you know someone?
Oh, well, she's a little tinker, I'll tell you.
Goodness me.
It's all right. Well,
She's a very good girl in the sense of she likes things right. Maybe, see, would my daughter... Here's a question. Would my daughter be proud of me? No. You know what? Screw Brewdog. That's where I'm at right now. I'm ethically, I don't want to be associated with that. Yes, it would be good for my business. Yes, I do like the people at the bar. Yes, they're good people. Yes, it would be really good for me. But is it the right thing to do? Would my daughter be proud of me for doing that?
She just grasped you up. She just grasped you up, mate.
She did grasp me up. She did. What was it? Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches. Snitches get stitches. You get the dollar. Do you know what I mean?
But I'm always telling my kids, do the right thing.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. Do that. What is the right thing to do? Don't. Well, there you go, Neil. I think. The initial boost to business. To be honest, we are breaking monthly records of sales every month, and the board meeting we had today is that we just need to get bigger very quickly. Do I need Brewdog? Will it make any difference? I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I don't. What they realistically 2, 3, 4, 5 kegs a week, something like that. I don't know. The only thing that I really like about it is the idea of those students going in because they are oblivious, going in and finding a decent company within all that crap, and walking away with a decent beer and going, "Oh, Lord's Brinkirkle."
But students are going to be blinded by Brewdog, though, John. Yeah. They're not going to hit the guest pumps.
There's
That's
no
one thing I would say about that.
No one more full of shit than a student.
Hi to all the students out there.
Are students going to Brewdog regularly anyway? £7 a pint. Come on.
That's a good point, isn't it? Yeah, they're going down the offie, aren't they?
There isn't a part of me that would really like to troll them, though, Crummy.
See, I told you there's always a solution that banks both issues.
Could you imagine? I could easily do it. It wouldn't be much to call one called work ethics and the other one called like misogyny IPA.
I was about to say you could make it more subtle and call it Messy Johnny, and then realise that's worse.
Yeah, that's worse. Yeah, no. I feel like we could have a bit of fun with them and annoy them. If you go to my Instagram, look ages ago, they pulled up. It still smegs me off. This annoys me. We did a promotion with a local Stonegate pub, which is very studenty, and Brewdog rocked up with a lorry, and they opened the side and started giving all the people free beer. And I was like, "You absolute set of!" So I covered their truck in Lord's Brinko stickers everywhere. I even climbed underneath. I laid down on my back, went underneath, and stuck one on the stump. So there's stickers everywhere.
You've got to be You've got to be another level company to be pulling stunts like that.
Yeah.
You have got, and I suppose that's the moral thing, isn't it? You've got to be another level.
That's a proper child catcher shit from
No, it is though, isn't it? It is.
What's the film? Was it Chitty Bang Bang with the child catcher? Was that the one? Yeah,
I think it was.
Proper messed up thing to do, isn't it? Come, children, have a bad beer. Dodgy.
True.
Yes.
Master Rafko, would you accept the Sucho?
Yes. Particularly if it's in double digits and.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we try it, Captain?
Yeah.
Yeah, Captain, go for it. Knock yourself out.
Yeah, please,
I'm working on the memberships as we speak. No, Jim says, to be honest, does it matter that Brewdog has bad corporate behaviour? To me, it's about them selling out to become a big beer for the money. Yeah, but Jimmy, here it's all the stuff that they like. It goes deeper than just a company acting like a jackass. It's more. They actually there's women that have had some serious stuff that's happened. It's not nice. There's some awful stuff that's happened to people. I've got an itch in the middle of my back and I can't reach it, and it's killing me. I decided to say that mid conversation.
That's for being honest.
By the way, John, that light you sent me is amazing. Thank you so much. No worries, my man. I hope it works really well. I've actually got one right here. Look, it's lighting up the background. Woo, look at this. That changes. Come on. I put this over my head and I look like it's holy. It's my halo. My non-Brewdog halo.
I've just been informed. Apparently, Captain Meat and Disco are discussing it, and that comment that Captain Meat put in wasn't even for me. Apparently, it's for Disco in the comments. So, well, anyway.
Oh, the savagery. Oh, the savagery.
They're having a fight.
Anyway, you just witnessed the Rasco rant. For more, subscribe live on Instagram at 10 p.m. Unethical Instagram.
Cloudwater were going to pull their beers from bottle shops that
Yeah.
stopped McKellar. Apparently, it was a tweet that was removed shortly after.
Ooh.
Wait, Brewdog contract brew their beers. Well, we know that. Yeah, I know that they do. I've been to a brewery that I've seen it.
That's just stripping you credentials, isn't it?
I went into an M&S last week, and I don't remember seeing any McKellar beers on the shelves.
I went into the weekend and I saw the green and purple can that they stock, I believe, in Morrison's.
Right.
There was one. I was in there at the weekend. Yeah.
M&S in Scotland, when I was there the week before last, had one.
Ah.
Was it the green and purple can?
Didn't they? There are quite a few McKellar beers in M&S. And I
can't remember what it was. What the artwork was. I just remember clocking it and thinking, "Shall I buy it?" Because I've never had a McKellar beer at all. And then I thought, "Nah, probably not."
This is what annoys me, though. What Kent is saying is this is the thing that is really aggravates me is the fact that Cloudwater, the people that are constantly, oh, we're so wonderful, and like making beers with Brewdog, even after the crap.
They can put Cloudwater.
And then they're like, oh, we'll take all our beers because of McKellar. Well, and then goes, actually, that cost us too much money. We'll delete that tweet.
I think Cloudwater currently have, including the box, they have about 9 beers on the shelf with Brewdog in Tesco's at the moment.
Well, there you flipping go.
Blimey.
Honestly,
different varieties.
It just makes me. I wouldn't mind if they weren't such a bunch of flipping virtue signalers and how wonderful they are every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is getting my goat. I'm getting annoyed and I'm going to get myself in trouble. I can feel it now. I can feel
he's twisting back round now to saying yes to the Brewdog.
Can we literally do like a yes or no right now? Everyone in the chat. Yeah,
right,
after everything we've debated, right? Yes or no? John goes into the Brewdog bar. Yes or no? Simple as that. Bang. And then we'll let John do the thinking.
I feel like we need the music, the countdown music.
Joe
Biden has sent $2 super chat. He says, John, Liz is a woman. What does she think? Interesting question. Interesting. What would Lydia say?
Look at this. Look at this. They're all coming in.
I don't know. I'll talk to her. I will talk to her about it. We've been like ships in the night. I had to download a load of information earlier. I'm looking at the chats.
It's a fight going on.
It's rather mixed, isn't it?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'd say it's, if anything, it's slightly in favour. Is it even in favour? Oh, I don't know.
It was looking in favour of yes, but I'm not.
It
sure.
was, wasn't it? Yeah.
So we've got.
Yeah, the yeses are just edging it. Mick Jagger. What would Mick Jagger do? He'd have an empty can of Brewdog and he'd sniff a massive line of Charlie off of it. That's what Mick Jagger would do. Let's have it right. And then he'd dance.
Well, you're probably right there, Paul. I think you're in the
Everyone live like Mick Jagger.
Come on, yes or no? Yeah, no, mate, no, Shark. You ain't sitting on the fence this time.
10-6, apparently.
Lee W, fill your boots, John. Money bags.
Yeah, I don't know. There's more to life than money, though.
You can have a wicked life with loads of money, though, can't you?
Well, as Burt Reynolds says, I've been rich and miserable and poor and miserable, and I much prefer rich and miserable. I've lived both of those as well.
I think, if anything, the results that are coming now on the chat are probably it's quite telling and makes this conversation valid. It's really it really does split opinion, doesn't it?
It does.
There's lots of no's. There's 41 people watching, right? There's 41 of you. There's not 41 people that have said yes or no. Please, honestly, I want a yes or a no.
Yeah, Shark said something. Shark said something that I nearly mentioned earlier. You know, a while ago you were talking about doing a offshoot brand for experimental beer.
Yeah.
Well, what if the brand in Brewdog wasn't Lords?
That's not a bad idea,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
No, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't
make it right. That's a.
Well, hold on. Well, hold on a minute. It doesn't make it right.
I'd much rather put a beer. I would rather do it. If I'm going to do it, I'd rather do it more obviously and call it something like workplace ethics.
I still think that's the best idea, but that's because I said it. So.
Yeah, I would rather do that than try and put my sub brand in and
fair.
do it under that. Because then there's no point. Like as well, my new brand is just it becomes a murky monster.
And it'll get back. It'll get linked back to you anyway. So
yeah,
it'll destroy Lords as it is.
But if the only reason you're not sure about doing it is because you're worried about further implications, and then everyone who's associated with them's name is muddied, how many other breweries are associated with them?
I'm flipping loads.
Yeah, and not just in the UK either.
Yeah, that's a point. Yeah, imagine all their bars in the US that have got guest taps on, and
yeah, I mean, they got their whole brewing set up in Ohio, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right, I'm going to go from the bottom upwards. What did your backers say, John? They just said it's up to you, mate. It's totally up to you.
I was going to ask that actually. What do you?
Yeah, no, they said it's up to you. You do what you think's the right thing.
Wow.
Because that's what they're like as well. So they're not willing to do.
Did he not say go for it first though, and then put the brakes on?
No, well, he saw what I did to Wetherspoons, and I was like, oh, we've got Wetherspoons on board. And then I was like, nope, not anymore. And they were like, we lost like a massive chunk of turnover. And he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, trust me, this ain't the right thing to deal with these people. And then a few months later, I replaced them. So it didn't cost that much. I don't think they would.
Jim's thinking ahead, though. I like it.
Yeah, I like his thinking.
Yeah, I agree. I think they might, but then I'm competing against how many other breweries?
You can have a Lord Brewing jet. Go international.
Yeah, that'd be epic. Fill your boot, mates. Mate, hey, while the sun shines. John, you made your mind up already. No. Great opportunity. You got me with your reference to your family and what you teach about right and wrong. I'm sorry to say no for me. Yeah, I'm feeling like that. Do it if you don't have regrets thinking what if. I wouldn't have a what if. I won't. Well, I've never known. Right, Brewdog have had nothing to do with me in all the time I've ever done this. They're like, they've never come, like, they've not been the shining knight on a horse or anything like that. So maybe I just say to him, look, as people, I will go out, I'll take you out, I'll show you around Huddersfield, I'll be your friend, I will hang out with you. I just can't sidle up with Brewdog. I'm just not willing to do it. And then maybe at a later date, unless things change, then maybe.
Can I make a devil's advocate argument for the what if hypothesis?
Go on.
So I feel like I keep arguing for you to do it, but I'll be clear, I'm not actually that. I think it's not. I think it's. I'm on the fence really, but I like to just prod the other side, and it seems like we're going one way, so I'm going to try and bring it back. You say what if? The only problem is what if? What if they've done something else? What if you get entangled with them? What if you say no? You don't know how much exposure or money you lose in the long run, so that's irrelevant. But what if several months later it turns out one of your employees has done something horrific and the Lord's name is banished into existence because there's something you couldn't help?
The Lord's name.
Well,
Well, yeah, there is that. I mean, I'd like to think that I'd be on it, but you never know, do you?
Not the Lord's name. Jesus.
Sorry.
That was
Unbelievable.
That caught me off
You
guard,
think
man.
you've got friends, and then
it's become derailed. Oh dear.
No. Sorry.
there's lots of. I mean, what would Mick Jagger do is a solid question.
We know.
Ben's like no. There's lots of no's. There's some yeses.
John, you talked about earlier. You talked about how you wouldn't shout about it on your socials that you were supplying them.
I can't stop anybody else shouting about it, though.
No. I'm just trying to think of where this benefits you beyond selling your beer at probably quite a low price comparatively to. Well, no, you said Brewdog pays. It doesn't matter. Anyway, is it then fair to say that the people that would necessarily go into a Brewdog bar? I'm going to start assuming here, so anyone please shoot me down. People that go into a Brewdog bar over some of the bars in Huddersfield, let's say. Are they likely then to go and order beer direct from your brewery website? So if you're not shouting about it on social media, okay, you're selling 5 kegs a week, granted. No, I appreciate that. But if they're not going to go and follow you on social media and purchase from your website, then where does that benefit you greater than the 5 kegs you've sold?
But if you end up if you were to end up in every Brewdog bar, do other people in the industry looking for what to put on their taps next not look at what Brewdog are doing? I don't know what the answer is. I'm just asking the question.
No, I don't know.
But Brewdog's supply sheets can be bloody massive. If they're contacting a smaller brewery, they're going to have 20 other smaller breweries across the north of England. I think the fact that obviously the dream would be to get into every Brewdog if you were going to do it, but then how realistic is that in terms of?
I don't have that as a dream. To be
Well,
totally
no,
honest.
but
I'll tell you why. I don't. Brewdog have like key bars and key towns across the UK. They have a few in other countries as well, big in America, but I'm already in with the largest pubco in the UK, hands down, the biggest one, and I'm already supplying them, and it's flying out, and I can't keep up with it half the time. So I don't need them. I don't have the problem of having beer that I can't sell. The issue I have is I need a bigger kit and more space. Now, my issue is when I get bigger, then I will have to find more people to buy my beer. So do I want to kick somebody like this into touch? Maybe Rasco, it goes back to Rasco. I might say, you know what? On this occasion, I'm going to have to decline based on the stuff that's been done before, unless you let me sell you beer called Improve Your Work Ethics and Look After People. We'll supply you those beers. Otherwise, it's a no for now. Maybe later on. And maybe I'll get blacklisted. Maybe I won't. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's always going to be there. People will always remember Brewdog for the drama we're talking about now.
Have you seen this message? I was laughing in the comments earlier, Mark, when you were talking to me. Which is worse, John, putting your beer to Brewdog or Matt Hancock putting his creamy brew?
Oh,
Dear. Happy. Yeah. Cheers. Shark's abusing me because I'm always behind the comment. I'm going backwards now. There you go. Heineken announced 8,000 job cuts. Amazon treat their employees like dirt. Someone should have to live off grid in a cave to be completely ethical. Do it, but just treat your own employees like champs. Well, that's a solid argument. That is a solid argument.
it is. But when you buy a bottle of Heineken or a phone charger from Amazon, you don't have a business at stake as a consumer, which is your position, which is what you're talking about.
Fair. But would you sell your beer on Amazon?
Yeah, I would. I would sell my beer on Amazon. We even looked at it, although there was almost no chance of you making any money. So it was soon scuppered.
You could buy the trap beers on Amazon, and they're fucking monks.
Can that be the soundbite for this entire?
Just saying.
I'm gonna have that right. And next time I get a text message, it's gonna be Paul just coming in.
That is where they drag the Lord's name down.
Yes.
Yay!
I knew Mark was onto it. He was onto it.
Yeah, I was talking to the guys from Mason. Is it Mason's Gin? What's the big one?
Masons that do the hand pumps.
No. What's the massive gin company called? It's everywhere. Like they do the Yorkshire tea one. They do a
Gordon's.
No, not flipping Gordon's. They're from Yorkshire.
Oh, from
Yorkshire, Mark. Tell me.
I don't know.
Do you want
London
glass of Yorkshire gin?
Yorkshire, probably Yorkshire. Tell me.
Yorkshire, you bastard.
Oh no.
Not Whitby Gin. Masons, yeah, it is Masons. So Masons, their place burnt down. They really had a crap time. But Masons, the guy held off Amazon and said, "I'm not selling to Amazon. No way." And then somebody sat him down and said, "Look, you don't look at Amazon like a company to sell through like eBay. Look at it as a distribution network, and you cannot get distribution that cheap."
Yeah.
And then he said their sales went like that, and then they were selling all over the world. Somebody in New York could order a bottle of Masons and it'd be there the next day. It was like, that's insane.
Is that the way it works?
Yeah.
Someone in Yorkshire can order someone in New York can order a Yorkshire gin, have it the next day.
Yeah, it's mental. It's mental. If you've got the licenses and all the stuff, Amazon is a beast logistically. You're not going to beat that. You're just not going to beat it.
They are outstanding, aren't they?
As an aside to this discussion, you should definitely put your stuff on Amazon. As long as you don't make a loss, it probably doesn't matter because there's not much good beer on there.
You can't make it on beer. On spirits, you can make some money. On beer, there's just you can't do it.
Yeah, but I'm saying you don't. If you only sell some bits on there, just as an advertising platform, not as a to get beer into homes.
That's good.
I missed that. I missed that. Sorry.
I'm just trying to
using a kayak. What was it? What's the similarities between riding in a kayak and drinking Bud Light? They're both close to water. Yeah, I heard that when Jack wrote this in the comments. It sounded like someone farted. He said, "Who farted?" Try and have a serious conversation here. Now my money's on Rasco.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought it was Rasco.
He's the most relaxed.
No.
He's reclined.
It proper sounded like someone went, "Hello," and I reckon it came out of Rasco's bottom.
See, with that, Rascal's got a parrot.
It might be me, if I'm honest.
No better way to cut the tension with a cheeky little trouser cuff.
Let her rip, tater chip. Apologies, John, for the extra R on the word you in earlier statement. Did not mean to imply your company was wanky, but Brewdog and Spoons. Apologies. No, it's fine. It's fine.
It
It's
did cause confusion my end.
Oh, absolutely baffled. No. Can I give some useful consumer advice? Anyone with a beer monster machine, make sure when you order replacement CO2 canisters, they are screw ones. I did not. Yeah, they're all right for an airsoft gun, but not much else.
Where did you order the canisters from?
Knowing Captain, he will have been like, "Oh, I'm not paying that for that many. Oh, I'll get them from here." And then I'm going backwards here.
What's there, Paul? What you got there, mate?
I got Glen Affric West Coast IPA.
Oh, what's the name of it?
It is called Yosemite Valley.
Yosemite.
You what? Sorry, what?
Yosemite Valley.
Lee says Yosemite Valley. Yeah.
That one.
Do you know? So Craig told me those are the photos he took when he was there.
That's stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, he took those photos.
That is one thing.
Bloody hell.
Their artwork is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Very good.
Have you seen my local brewery's artwork?
Keeping it simple. Keeping it simple with a shirt.
I love it. I think that's the best.
Honestly, I'm not joking. You see these in the bottle shop, and you see like all their cans like this, apart from their like big stouts. And you see all these brands, all this sort of sitting next to each other. Your eyes just drawn to this big square of white.
Yeah,
Quite
very clever.
Yeah.
If you noticed, our new cans are all very toned down, so they're not super bright.
Yeah. Wait till Jasper comes out.
Like that one, you mean?
Yeah. It's like 70. That looks like a 70s pair of curtains. Oh, yeah.
Me and Mark have got completely different cans.
You leave,
Is
you
your
leave
camera-
Paul's curtains alone.
Water bottle.
I'm pouring a beer from my beer monster.
Butter.
I feel like I've come to a decision, boys.
No, don't tell us.
No, I'm gonna.
No, the decision that he's going to go and get another beer from his beer monster.
That is the key decision. That's the main decision.
It is the main decision.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I'll tell you what, John. I love a West Coast IPA. I love a West Coast IPA. But that is better than that.
Ooh.
There you go. Sorry, Glenn Affric.
You weren't overly keen on the one you reviewed from them, were you?
No, the one that our buddy Simon collaborated with them. No, it wasn't. That wasn't a particularly good pale ale for me.
Look at that, right? For the doubters, I've just poured that out of that machine.
Nice.
It looks very good.
Yeah,
I'd serve that over a bar. I'd be happy with that.
that's a pretty good physics machine you got there, mate. I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what, Paul. I like your point, Paul, about the beer monster from one of your videos recently. How you talk about how we were in COVID and everyone was championing the local small breweries and everything like that, and they've finally been given a home draft product that can help those guys, and all of a sudden everyone's complaining because they've got to change a gas canister.
Yeah. It's true though, isn't it? You can literally go to your local brewery and buy a keg of their beer, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's not Heineken, is it?" You know, so
I did a long-term test on the freshness for a keg. It's not out yet. I won't spoil it, but the aroma on the beer just got better and better and better every day. I was like, I don't know. That's magic.
Tom, you need to tell people. I did not give that to you for free either, did I?
No, I said that. I said it in my video. I bought that.
Yeah,
was not gifted to say nice things about it. I spent my money on it.
I must say, today I received an email from Fuller's informing me that ESB is back in stock in keg.
Oh,
Error.
Error.
So there you go. If anyone wants a killer multi ale on keg, Fuller's right now because it won't hang around.
So fat and sexy. Right, I've made a decision. I have made a decision.
How many beers you had, John?
A lot.
Yeah.
There we are.
No, I haven't actually. I've been drinking halves, and I had a curry before. I'm all right. I'm just tired.
Oh, what beer did you have?
I've Jamie at Salt. I actually dropped him a message today.
I've just seen. Has anyone just clocked Slurpee Dave's most recent comment?
The heck?
Oh dear!
I love that.
Savagery. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But do you know what? I'm not going to do it. And I'll tell you why I'm not going to do it. I've decided I'm not going to do it for these reasons. One, I'm not entirely comfortable with it. And my gut response when I messaged him was, hey, I don't know, because of all the bad publicity that you've had, that I necessarily want to be involved. That was the first thing. That was my gut feeling. Second feeling is the women that I know that have contacted me. There's a lot of women that said that they don't care, but there are a few that say that they really do care, and they have been very passionate in the messages that I've been sent. And I respect the women, those particular women. I really respect their opinion as well. Plus, I don't know whether I could explain to my daughter why I did it if it went wrong. It's okay at the moment, but if it went wrong, I don't know whether I could stand in front of my daughter and say I did the right thing there. So maybe there's too many questions. The fact that I've had to even do this live to maybe put it out there. You know what? There's more to life than money. And I think maybe for now, right now, I'm not saying I'll never work with them. If they change their attitude and they change the way that they work, then maybe. Maybe. But right now, I think I'm going to go with Rasco on this one and say it's not a definite no, never ever, because I don't want to put that there because I don't know if they'll sort themselves out. And if the company gets sold and somebody else buys it, then maybe. Maybe I'm putting a massive target on my back for this. But maybe Rasco's right. Maybe now is not the time. And certainly with the comments, there's a lot of people that are like, "Yeah, go for it." I'm gonna hold off. I'm just gonna maybe hold off.
I need to take Joe Biden has quoted me in the chat, and I need to get a photo of that because it looks great.
Where is it?
It's just above the one that you're on now.
It is, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at it.
There you go. Right there.
It's not wrong though, is it?
He's not. He's not wrong. And I've got one or two in the fridge behind me, and now I'm really tempted.
Literally, Amazon. You could buy 4 bottles of La Trappe and a glass for about a tenner. Something stupid like that. Monks. They're all dodgy, mate. They're all dodgy.
John, I think you made the right decision for what it's worth, because I think collectively, I don't think anyone could have thought of any more reasons to do it, and it wasn't enough. Therefore, it has to be the right decision.
Yeah.
You followed your gut.
The funny bit is all the polls say go for it. So I've literally gone, what do you guys think? And they've all gone, do it. And I've gone, no.
Sometimes that's what you need, though, isn't it, John? You know, force yourself down the road and you really want to know.
To be fair, I put out a question to my members. There's a members only post on my channel earlier, right? And I said, what beers would you like me to drink? I put it directly to the members, the people that pay in. What beers would you like me to drink? You know what the first response I got back was? Drink 24 bottles of Budweiser. That was the first response. Do a video drinking 24 bottles of Budweiser. You can't trust these people that watch our channels. They're nutters. They're all nutters.
Just out of interest, when that video does drop, should we expect you to be already on the toilet, or are you going to come some sort of contraction?
You like that?
What, Joey? If you're still in, son, we're doing it together, mate. So I'm going to get Joey from Ohio to do it with me. We're going to drink 24 bottles of Budweiser together.
Why was it his idea?
It was Joey's it was his idea. So the first two answers were, we'll do 24 bottles of Budweiser and Newcastle Brown Ale. They were the first two. They could have chose any beer in the world, any top quality beer, and I got Budweiser and Newcastle Brown Ale. So you can't trust these people.
People aren't interested in top quality beer. They want to see what happens when you drink tap.
That's it. They're animals. They're animals.
Just on the back of that, Jamie has actually asked if we'll put our beers into all the Osset pubs, all of them. So
I'd do that because Jamie's a legend.
He's a flipping legend, and I'm going to Salt on Friday as well.
Their Osset Brewery stuff is fantastic as well. And I think you'll. I mean, it depends what you put in, but your porter mixes up with their stuff very well.
Yeah, it does. Dibble says, "I sometimes wonder what I'm in a channel all about beer. I'm burping."
That's a good point because Dibble was teetotal, wasn't he?
It's because Bramble. That was
Dibble.
Dibble. You just love looking at our beards.
He does.
No, he does. Loves it. And Rasco's. Rasco, are you asleep?
Not yet, mate. Not yet. I am dropping off, though.
He's chilling.
I am.
Has anyone ever seen Rasco without the little blue flash behind his ear? Is he remote controlled?
He's a robot. I mean, he's not real.
I'm a member of the Borg, mate.
I've got a pair of those earphones. Are they the MPOW ones?
Yes, they are, mate.
They're blooming good. They're really
They're
good
very
pair of
good.
earphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're dirt cheap, but they're brilliant.
I even purchased them off Amazon.
I was about to say they've got to be an Amazon purchase, surely.
Yeah.
Look at me with I've got an Anchor. In fact, that's Amazon. This is Amazon. That's Amazon. That's Amazon. That's Amazon. That's Amazon. This is Amazon. That was eBay. That was Wish.
Wish?
Yeah, it was all right.
What?
I thought they just sold butt plugs disguised as exhaust mufflers.
Oh, dear. Joe Biden's dead. Says, fair enough, a well-considered decision, I would say. Joe Biden, it's not that I'm discounting everybody's thing that you're saying. I needed to get this out. I really needed to get this out. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just trying to think all these things through. And I want to put it to you guys because I care about your opinion. And you know, I think, it's all about the money. I mean, I've got a business, but at the same time, it's also about my brand and it's also about my ethics. So I think, no for now. I'll tell him straight. I say, because I really like the guy who's trying to run it. His first job doing this is working for Brewdog. He's probably getting good money. I'm gonna take him out on a night out. I'm gonna take him out. I'm gonna show him all the breweries. I'm gonna introduce him to all the craft beer guys. But I'm not gonna sell him any beer unless I can call it. Improve your working ethics, Brewdog by Lord's Brewing Co. Unless I get a full troll out of it, it ain't happening.
They'd probably do that, mate. They're never far away from controversy.
Yeah, but no, they'd love it. They'd take you up on that.
And just remember, it was my idea.
That is the way to do it.
When you sell millions of pints, remember it was my idea.
John, just going for a quick lash, mate. Just chuck us out for a sec.
No, I want to watch you.
Don't do that.
Can you put your little troll up?
Yeah, I need to do that, don't I?
Yeah, that's my
I'm going to do the same. Hold on.
While we're taking toilet breaks, I'm going to do the same thing.
Oh, great. So it's just me and...
Yeah, you got to talk to him on your own now.
Great. Okay. Well, thanks for taking my comments on board, mate. Yeah.
I wouldn't have invited you on if I didn't. Look, how could Paul have a more beige and more like Paul's background? I cannot believe that he found a Christmas decoration that could be as beige as everything in his background.
Yeah, he's even got Christmas decorations up. It's November. It's the middle of November.
I love it.
Grumble. Yes.
No, I'm already in the van listening to Heart Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, in between Absolute Country. Kenny Joe says, "Bravo, bravo." Thank you, mate. Then it's settled. Good. And a toast to that. I'll drink to that. Amen, Buddy Wiser.
Well, no, good. You're taking the guy out and have a good one. It's a good business relationship. You might even pinch him.
Phil Jones says, "You've stolen your thumbnail from a pet insurance ad." Have I? Have I really? I made the thumbnail like literally 20 minutes ago. 20 minutes before the stream. I was like, Phil, I'm disgusted with myself. I will apologize to the pet insurance people. John, some business decisions will be very difficult to make. Have to go with what you think is right for the business. Be proactive and not reactive. Indeed.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm also browsing for a new throw blanket. Not just in here, but I'm not on Amazon. Oh, Benjamin says yes. Supply a Brewdog bar. Why not? They're paying a fair price for your beer, so why not? They are paying a fair price. They're not trying to knock me down. So, also give Joe Biden's dentures a wrench. Have you not got a wrench? I thought you had one. I think at this moment in time, it's the right decision. I'm sure you feel better now. You have decided. Yeah, I do. I feel like I've got it settled in my head. I do. It's taken a load of polls and 40, 50 people in here over the night.
That's a great picture of Kent Beer Review, by the way. I just have to say.
Black and white, classy.
Yeah,
he's a classy guy. Is old Kent.
He's a bit of a shit, isn't he? Look at that.
We love Kent. He's such a nice guy, as Craig as well.
Totally.
Is Craig from Kent? Is he actually from Kent, or is he? Yes. That's Miles' stomping ground.
Yeah, no, he's definitely from Kent.
Mark, nice you couldn't meet a nicer guy. He's a lovely man.
Yeah.
He's a big old boy, isn't he?
He's tall. He is.
He is. I wasn't expecting him to be as tall as he was when I went over at Brewdog, and he's a lump.
He's a lump.
He's a big fella.
I'm sorry, Ken. I'm really sorry, Paul.
No, not in a bad one. I mean, fucking hell, I'm a lump, but Kent's a unit, you know.
True.
Right, it's that time. West Coast double time.
Ooh. Only hurt.
Ouch.
At this point, I'd just like to apologise to the 28 viewers that Mark might say things that who knows what.
You might say words like bottom.
May Contain Nuts said, thought I would log onto this account too, just for the thumbs up. Thanks, man. Yeah, cheers for the thumbs up. What a legend. Yeah, if you haven't whacked the thumbs up button, give us a thumbs up. That might be nice. I reckon we've probably got some thumbs down because it was such a controversial. Let's have a look. Oh no, we've got none. 37 dislikes.
No, you had one when I checked earlier.
No, we've got 38 likes and no dislike. 41 likes.
Really?
Maybe people thought
I'm showing. I've just refreshed it. Mine. We've got 3 dislikes on it.
Oh, I'll say.
Don't they withhold the dislikes if you do a live stream or something from the actual person that's streaming?
I heard YouTube are doing away with the thumbs downs, weren't they? Because they're worried about the mental health of people that were getting them.
Yeah.
If you look at most videos now, there's just a button. It doesn't tell you how many.
I got 44 likes and no dislikes, so it must be. I bet it's adding the dislikes to the like.
Probably, because that's pretty much what it was in the first place, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No news is bad news, I suppose.
Oh, look, look, this is fascinating, isn't it? So, on your screen, we've got 45 likes now. On your screen, crumbly bread. Crumbly bread. How many dislikes? How many dislikes on that video?
Crumbly bird.
Sorry, you're gonna have to say that again over whatever on earth Paul just said.
I said not a compliment. How many dislikes have you got on the video so far?
On this stream?
Yeah.
Wow.
3. I've got 46 up, 3 down on this stream.
So it is hiding it because on my screen I've got 47 likes and no dislikes.
I've now got 47. Oh, I've now got 47 up, 2 down.
Oh, they're backing out. Look, they're backing out, Carol.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. So it is definitely getting hidden by the person that's streaming. We can't see the dislikes.
Weird.
All right, fellas, I gotta go. It's been lovely talking with you. Thanks for taking my comments on. I've got a show on Saturday. Shark is going to be a part of it. It's, if you remember, I think, Paul, you were watching a few weeks ago where Disco had to confess he'd never drunk a Sierra Nevada, but was convinced Jaipur was better.
No.
He is drinking Sierra Nevada on Saturday.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, hold on a minute.
Yes.
He thinks Jaipur is better than Sierra Nevada?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
His mind is going to be absolutely blown on Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. He's been inspired by you, Crumbly, so let's see how it goes.
You'll like it.
What's,
You'll like
do you know what Sierra Nevada he's having?
Pale.
The pale, yeah. It's
That's
good,
it.
mate.
He'll be fine. He'll love it. He'll love it.
Shark is going to indulge in smoked beers because he's not a fan either. So there you go. So it's all balancing itself out. Been fantastic, fellas. Adios. Like and subscribe. Much love.
10 o'clock Saturday night.
Good to meet you, mate.
And
Love
you,
you,
pal. All the
Ratco.
best. Adios con Dios.
Rasco is a legend. What a lovely guy. And Disco. I love them both. They're just amazing.
No,
Right, a read nice pint beer review says, evening, lads.
Rasco,
Evening,
first time I met
evening.
Rasco, he was off his nuts at Brewdog. So funny. So funny.
Bless him. He wasn't. He didn't mean to. He was trying to catch up, and then got on
Earlier in the
that
day, he was fine. Early in the day, he was brilliant. You could hold a conversation with him. But about 2 hours later, he was just shouting random stuff at people. It was
It was
Cucumber!
Yeah, bless him. He's a good lad, though. I'll tell you what. I really like
Yeah.
Risco.
Yeah.
Risco.
Clever, you can tell he's a clever guy.
He is. He's no man's fool. Mark Jones says, "Good evening, gents. How are we all? I'm all right, Mark Jones, baby. Gibbon.
Very well, thank you. Very well.
Mark Jones.
Thank you.
Mark Jones /
No,
Gibbon.
Mark Jones. We've got Mark Jones Gibbon.
Mark Jones - Gibbon.
Have you heard the noises that Gibbons make? Incredible.
True. West Coast IPA. What are those? West Coast England IPAs.
Shut your face, Shark.
Shark.
That's a verdant IPA, isn't it?
With your good weather and your films and stuff.
If you want to, may contain nuts. I don't mind if you give me a like or a dislike. I don't mind. I don't mind. Do you know what it is? I'd like you to have the free. I would like you to have the freedom on my channel to put whatever you smegging want. 43 and 3. Yeah, so I think for sure that YouTube, having done this experiment, is actually withholding the amount of dislikes from the person that's streaming.
I'm going to go out on a whim and say they're probably A/B testing it to see if the new option yields more or less dislikes than normal.
So I've got
That's
none
right.
on mine. When I go on my phone stream, there's nothing. It's just all thumbs up and no thumbs down.
Right.
No.
Strange. Oh, everyone's getting different at the minute, which suggests they're just testing different videos on different people to see what happens.
And you see, that's what I have come to the conclusion of. 46, 40. I'm sorry. He's got 47.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
Yeah.
So most people seeing nothing down at the minute.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
That's strange.
Oh, yeah, it's a good point. Kent's just put a great point in there.
That's very strange.
Rasco did say that Jaipur was his favourite beer of the day. Shocking.
But
It
when?
is.
When?
Shocking. Well, we was at Brew London.
What, this year, like a couple months ago?
Yeah, this summer. July, wasn't it? July. Yeah, the Thornbridge were there and he had a pint of Jaipur and he said it was the best beer that he'd had. I mean, he was only there for a day, to be fair. But he was wrong. He was wrong.
To be fair, it sounds like the only one. It sounds like the only one he can remember.
Goodness me.
Must be his first pint.
He was all right earlier on. He was fine earlier on. I mean, so I went to London Craft Beer Festival with Brasco, and I went down for the day, had a wander around, got the train back. And I think the problem is, right, we would like to do Brew London this time round, but it's a bit close from the last one. So we're half tempted to like wait and do, because we've never done London Craft Beer Festival. So we might do that one next. That's how I'm thinking.
Whereabouts is that one, John?
London.
No, you cheeky bugger. You cheeky bugger.
You walked into
Bloody
that
bloke.
one. No, it's Tobacco Dogs. Tobacco Dogs.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, for those that don't know, Mark's an electrician, and electricians, after they finish work, they wipe their tools down with
Shocking.
notes.
Honestly, you. No,
True,
not
they
having that.
wipe their tools down. They're like, oh, £50 notes. They wipe it down.
I bloody wish. Crummy, don't you laugh? You got the same van as me.
True. I don't know what to say.
You got transporters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would you recommend them?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, mine's in lieu of a real car because of dogs and stuff. So yes, because it drives like a car, not like a van.
I'm
Although,
looking at them as a
Honestly, mate.
Have it. Have it.
You all right, John?
No, go on, Paul. I kept interrupted.
No. Crack on.
No, it's fine.
I've got I mean with mine, obviously being an electrician, I've got quite a lot of light stuff really. I've got these big like black bins, these big like I don't know, 50 litre or 100 litre bins on wheels. I've got everything in bins. And when I bought it, it was actually a year to this day, randomly share this conversation, but I stripped it all out, I didn't get rid of all the ply, and I carpeted it all, sound deadened it, insulated it and lined it properly, removed the bulkhead, stuck windows in either side on the sliding door in the opposite panel. And I was saying to Crummy a little while ago, we use it as like a sort of a camping vehicle. So it's a work vehicle because I can't warrant they're mental money now. They're like, I bought mine for 20 and a half a year ago. They're up to like 24, 25 now, my model.
Yeah,
I can sell mine now for more than I bought it for.
Yeah, it's insane.
No, given that, yes, I've done work to it. So that's part of it, but it's still silly.
What have you got? You got the short wheelbase, the long wheelbase.
Yeah. Mine's a long.
That's what I'm looking
Mine's short, and I have to say, I think it's too short for camping.
That's what she said.
Well, it works, John. I've got a 3.5-week-old baby upstairs.
Get yourself up there, son.
Oh
Dear. Schoolboy
I'm
era.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Twice in a minute as well.
I know. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Mark. Poor Mark. It's like his first time in a while.
Mate, I feel like it's a righteous path of any future one of the YouTuber, I suppose. I come on a stream and get slated.
Oh, no, not at all. Oh, well, the amount of abuse these two have unfolded on me over the last year is quite, or more than a year.
Oh yeah, I know. There was some more abuse I wanted to lay out earlier, then I forgot about it by the time I had a chance to speak. I realised when I jumped on that you must have started this stream on time.
I did.
Are you okay?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I felt like, I feel like it's a serious topic. I need to at least give it the respect it's deserved. When it's me, it's like, I like it because actually everybody starts taking the mick out of me and it gets everybody amped up. And then they come in and then they're like, you're an idiot. And then it just makes me laugh. So it just gets everything rolling. I love it.
You let everyone know now, though, that it's all intentional.
Not always. Genuinely, most of the time, it's because I am literally down to the wire on things. But that's my life. Paul will tell you, I'm late everywhere, aren't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, the first time we actually went out on the lash together, I was late. You were there at the pub before I was.
Well, I'm always on time for a pub.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Hashtag priorities.
Just everything else.
It's true.
Yeah.
So van wise, I've got a Vivaro van. I've bought a Vauxhall Vivaro, which is a Renault Traffic, which is a Nissan Primastar, which is a Mitsubishi L200 in Australia, and it's a 1.6 bi-turbo, and that thing drives like a car. It drives like a transporter. It's fine. I've enjoyed having it actually. It's not really. I've had shock absorbers on the front, disc and pads, and a timing chain cover. That's it. And it's quick as well.
What year is it, John? What year is it, mate?
It's 68 plate now, so I'm.
Oh, so it's the nice sort of new one.
Yeah, so I've ordered. I've just ordered a Wild Track now.
Fucking monks.
Bloody man,
You
mate.
stop dissing my people!
All over Amazon.
Stop dissing my people!
Money
To
grabbing
be-
bastards, a lot of them.
To be fair, with your bonnets and your beards, it looks like I'm on a Zoom call with a bunch of monks.
Right, that's it. You can just get rid of him now. It's fine. Get rid of him.
I'm just saying, you can't argue with the facts. Cannot argue with the facts. That beer you get on Amazon.
It's true. I didn't buy this off Amazon, but yes, you can.
But you did.
I didn't. I can't remember now where I got it from. I'm trying to think, but it wasn't Amazon.
I tried
what one is
drag
that?
racing
Is
last
that the
week.
triple or the double?
This is the double. I have got the triple as well. It could go very wrong on a Wednesday night. We'll see.
Yeah, I've got the triple as well. I was going to think, I've got to crack it open. I thought, no one.
I'll tell you what, I've got talking
I
to
feel
triples.
I feel like I should restart this stream because we're about to relax now.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Shall I stop it and restart it? Because I feel like
Stop it and restart. If you want to go into the after
Twilight
party
Zone.
mode.
I'm going to go in after party mode. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to end this stream. Stay on our channel. There's
And
30 of you.
now you're just going to open yourself to absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
and then at this point, I've made a decision. I'm happy with it. We're gonna go crazy and have a few beers, relax, and
Is it?
probably
You just
put
want
on-
to have a giggle, have a few beers, stick with us.
Yeah. So I've ended the stream. I'm gonna restart the next one, and I'll
Okay.
send you three the link on email.
Tell
Thank
them up.
you.
Cheers, mate.
See you all in a sec.
Thanks,
Love you more.